I've got much old trouble. I got a lot to go to. Put on police freaking next agree you can friend. Well, that's the thing about it. One can found
Across Geelong, the Surf Coast and Bellarine Peninsula. Welcome to the GDFL Match of the Day, broadcast on the Pulse. Now, here to bring all the action to your radio, our team on 94.7 The Pulse.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome round 3 action here this afternoon. Anzac Day football, and we are looking forward to a traditional clash between Inverleigh and Bannockburn at the Inverleigh's home ground this afternoon, and we think that we're going to see hopefully something special. Inverleigh with 2 wins for the season against Thomson and Corio. Bannockburn yet to put their first points on the board. They have taken on North Geelong and Werribee, so it's probably games at 2 ends of the ladder, but as I said, you can only go out there and win games, and that's what Inverleigh have been able to do. Bannockburn are here today to try and change all that. But before we get started, welcome to the box again. It's a pity we didn't have a camera in here. Richard Grubbycations, how are you?
I'm very well. And I'll tell you, don't worry about a camera. I think you should have referred to me as the new #1 commentator in local country football.
Now, someone's been telling me that for some time.
Well, I think your job's in jeopardy.
Oh,
absolute jeopardy.
We'll take that under some notice then.
Yeah,
well, better be on my ball today.
I wouldn't bother if I were you.
Done and does it. Also with us, Archie Burley. Good afternoon to you, Archie.
Thanks a lot, Dale, and don't worry at all, mate. Your job is well and truly safe. So I'm glad to have you back next to me in the commentary box today. You've always got a bit sore carrying the team last week. And yeah, obviously a massive ramifications coming out of this game today. Obviously, Inverleigh could go 3-0 after the season, was still a pretty easy run for the next month or 3 weeks or so, and Bannockburn just seems to get harder after this. So yeah, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, there's no eases for him. As I said, I think Belpost still next week, and they've got East Geelong, and I think Belmont not too far away either. So they're definitely starting with a draw that will definitely sort out where they're going to be. But just for letting everyone know before we get into covering some of the games here this afternoon, at some stage this afternoon, we will be having the service which will take place on the ground. And at that stage, we will obviously go back to the studio for some music. We'll wait till that finishes and then come back and hopefully get back into what we haven't concluded, I suppose, or what we haven't started or finished. But that's what we're going to be, the program as it looks like today. First game we're going to look at today, Grub, and it's not too far from here. Winchelsea at home. They're taking on Corio. Winchelsea with 1 win. Corio yet to put their names on the board, but hopefully looking for a better performance this afternoon.
Well, they will be looking to play better because unfortunately their first 2 games haven't been great. Last week they only managed 2 goals, and to be quite honest, that's just not quite enough. You've got to be able to kick more than that. I know they've been struggling with injuries and players that have left the club, but they've finished on the bottom last year, and they've started this year off, and they're really, really battling. Nothing about the fight in their game. They'll fight till the finish, but they just haven't quite got the class at the moment. Last week, for him, young Brock Savanka, he's been in the best a couple of games. That's good to see because there's young blokes coming through. Unfortunately, when these young blokes coming through, you have to wait a little bit. So all you Corio people out there, I know it's been a long wait. You're going to have to wait a little bit more till some of these kids get better and better. Winch, on the other hand, had a pretty good start to the season. It was a close game against Werribee, only about 3 goals at night. Then at night again, they beat Belmont last week by 33 points, which to me was a bit of a surprise. I'm not sure what's going on out there. I think they play their first 3, maybe 4 games at home, which I don't know why that is. Maybe someone can explain that to me. But if you're going to do that, then you really want to win at least 3 of them. So then you've probably got 4 games away, I guess. I don't know. I better check the fixture on that. But it's a bit of a change. Cassidy Parrish was good last week. The Huff, he was pretty good too. And Jordan Gould kicked 5, which I think might take his tally to about 7. I think he got 2 the other week. So
he's obviously the bloke they missed last year too.
Well, my word, they did. And Lee Ellis. Well, unfortunately, Lee didn't come back, but Jordan Gould did. And he's their sharpshooter up there. I think at Winch, I'm going to have to go for Winch against Corio, but Corio will give it their best.
Arch, your thoughts there?
Yeah, well, I think Grubby put it perfectly, as he always does. But Winchelsea, they a very strong performance against Belmont, obviously beating them last week. And everyone knows that Belmont have been at the pointy end of the competition for the last couple of years. So that would give them a lot of confidence. And yeah, I don't see how Corio could beat Winch. So definitely Winch by a lot.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think Winchelsea now, they've got a focal point back up forward. definitely makes them a little bit more attractive, as I said, going forward. So Corio, as I said, they're not going to be doubted for the way they go about their football, but unfortunately, when they lose some class out of their side, and not just ordinary class, it's some pretty good footballers, it's going to take a little bit for them to get it back on board. Some new players coming in. And as I said, as Grubb said, some younger players which are starting to develop, but that game may just take 2 or 3 years till they get the pace of the game and maybe get themselves a little bit bigger and stronger. So I think Winch will win.
They got one really good bloke in, as I said, he's a bit of a cult figure, Jimmy Butsaris. Done his knee last week, apparently.
So is that
Yeah,
badly or?
Well, it looks like it. From what Darren, I didn't speak to Darren Bennett for too long, but he said he's done his knee. Once you've done your knee, it'll be a few weeks away before we see him at least. So hopefully it's not for the year.
Well, that's a shame because I said
Big
when you
loss,
try and get
yeah.
quality people into your club and then that's what happens, it's not a good thing. But football is a funny game and you just don't know from week to week. Just ask the Western Bulldogs how they're travelling at the moment and they'll probably give you the same story. Another game which of interest to us this afternoon is North Geelong, who remain undefeated for the first 2 games this season. East Geelong also in the same box, but again, you can't match them up at this stage because East Geelong have had, I would think, 2 easier games in Corio and Geelong West. North Geelong had good win at Bannockburn the first round and then had Thomson last week. So an interesting game out there this afternoon. I'll give you first crack at this one, Arch. Where do you think North Geelong, as I said, their history over East anywhere has been good, so they probably win again.
I think it's a pretty tough game to call, to be honest. Obviously, we have seen North Geelong once in round 1 against Bannockburn, and they were pretty. Well, didn't have play a comprehensive game of football, but I think when the conditions that they fought through it, and yeah, you could really see that the Riccardi boys as well, they got going. I heard from all reports, Oscar Riccardi had a dominant best on ground display last week against Thomson. I think it's a hard game to read into because of the opposition that both teams have played, but I'd like to lean towards East Geelong, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. I can't really pick it. The Oscar Riccardi was meant to go up to Perth and play some waffle football. I don't think that's happening at the moment because he can't the work opportunity or something. So they could have him for the rest of the year as well, which would be massive in their back to back endeavours. But to give you an answer, I'll go East Geelong.
Grubb, what do you reckon there?
Well, before I go into that, the round 2 game last week at Winchelsea was supposed to be played at Belmont, but they're doing some work on the Winter Reserve. So it was actually an away game for Winch, which they had to play at home. So thank you very much, Daniel Gretzky, for your attention to what we're doing. Well done. What game, North and East? Well, this probably, without any disrespect to these 2 sides, we have to come and watch them at Inverleigh, but this is probably the game of the round for me. North, let's replay last year's grand final for a start, which was a great game, and only 3 or 4 goals separated them at the end. And Thomson, North Geelong, we saw them first up, and I thought they were pretty good. They probably lost 1 quarter against the wind, and probably won the other 3. But only they managed to beat Bannockburn by 3 goals. But last week they beat Thomson by 112 points, and I think from memory at one stage they were 1 goal 11.
Yeah, I was trying to Peter Ricard during the week. He said they kicked 1-9 in the first quarter, so
won.
that could have been really ugly if they had been 7-3.
Yeah, they won by 112. You'd think if they had a kick straight earlier, it could have been 150. But Thomson have lost a lot of players, and they're in the battling stage as well. East, well, they've been pretty good. Zach Smith kicked another 7, so that will probably put him on 19.
19, yeah.
How come Archie didn't mention it? What's going on?
I was waiting.
I just can't believe I had me stopwatch on how long it'll take him, and he didn't mention him at all. So maybe he's told Archie to nick off. But Johnny McIntyre he's been in the best both times, as you would expect. But I'd say that gauges for another ripper season for a great player. Gee, I don't know. I'm going to go for North at home simply because it's home. Because if it was at East, I'd probably go the other way. But honestly, I don't know.
Their last 4 matchups, I think North Geelong have beaten them. So they've obviously got some sort of little hold over them at this stage, you would think. And unless something dramatically changes, then you would think North Geelong at home would be far too, well, I don't know, accomplished, but they're going to be pretty hard to beat there. So we'll wait and see. As we said, Zach Smith with the 19 goals is going to be an important player, and it'll be interesting to see who goes to him to start the game.
Just on that, exactly what I was going to talk about. So he had 1 good final last year. I think he might have kicked 6, but the other 2 finals basically uninfluential. Like I don't think he had an impact on the game at all. And that was because Pat Cleary shut him down the whole game. So I'm tipping he's going to go straight to Zach Smith again, and he's probably going to have the mental battles as well. Pat's beat him 3 times last year, and he's going to have the same opponent come to him. So how's Zach going to, he's going to approach that, and he's going to overcome, because we go a long way to seeing who's going to be the victor in that game.
Well, they've got so many different avenues. I think Rory Desnoy and Big Blake Miller kicked 4 each last week, and I think we find Riccardi might have got 3 or 4. I think he got so. Tommy Swenson, well, he's been in the best both games. We expect that. Like Harry McIntyre, he's going to be another focal player. But look, I'll go for North, but I'll just go for North for the fact that they've played one side that may make the finals. I don't think East have yet.
Fair enough. 2 sides who haven't won a game to this stage of the season is Anakie taking on Geelong West. It is out at Anakie. And I would think that they've made a couple of changes to their side today. They've got a couple of new inclusions. I can't tell you where they've come from. I actually can tell you. One, I think it's going to be Grovedale, and there's another player from. Now, I read it somewhere during the week, Grovedale and someone. But anyway, they've got a couple of players coming in today.
How many points does that make?
Well, again, that's what I don't know.
Well, what if they didn't play any seniors at Grovedale? What are they then?
Well, the under 18s come out as still 4s. So
I don't know about the seconds.
Well, I can't see it should be any different. I don't think, but maybe it is. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out that when we get through that this afternoon.
Last week they played 43 or 44. So
yep.
That would be.
So with 2 new players coming in, depending on who those outs are, it could be close to the ball again there this afternoon. But you would think Anakie at home, a great opportunity. West, obviously a young side, and trying to develop their game a little bit. So for me, I sit back here and I look. I think Anakie probably a little bit too strong, Rob.
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, it was a really poor performance last week. 66 points up at Belpassil. But I actually tipped Belpassil, but I thought Anakie would go a bit closer, and they just looked a bit slow. So these new players that have come in will probably, hopefully, quicken them up a little bit. Gerard's a brilliant player. Josh Mawson's a very good player. Their best players, they put in Francesi, Fulton, Goodman, and McDonald. I didn't have them in my best, but somebody Anakie thought they might. And Robert Law, I didn't have him either. But I think Gerard's been in there both times. They put Barter in. Well, Barter fought his heart out, but he got thrashed in the ruck, unfortunately. So that's just one of those things. I think Davey might have been the only multiple goal kicker, and he got 2.
Yeah.
So they struggled to kick goals.
Which Davey?
Did
they both play?
No, Jaden's not playing.
Yep. It was he tied up with VFL somewhere.
He's playing VFL for St Kilda. The only reason he could play the week before is because VFL had a week off.
Yep.
Yeah, so, which at Werribee, believe it or not, they won't allow that.
Really?
You have a bye at Werribee and they rest their players.
Yeah, right.
So I found that out. But, look, it wasn't a great performance, but then again, Belfast still on a bad side. And this week they're up against the Giants, and they lost by 91 points. The big fella, Carey, he must be as old as me now. He kicked a couple, so he must have been all right. They got Braden Mitchell is one of their best, probably best on the ground in there, and he didn't kick any goals.
Yep.
So that suggests to me they might be playing him up the ground a little bit.
Yeah, I would think that would be the case.
I hope that's the case, and he can always go back, because I think he's just as good up there. He gets the ball a lot. But, being at Anakie, I just think, look, their form's not great, but I think it's good enough to probably beat West this week.
I suppose losing Bosley is a big factor which doesn't help them. But when you take Barter, and you said he got beaten in the ruck, he's your next key forward that is going to kick them goals. Do they do something different there to try and get him at forward, at least have a target to go to? And as I said, even if it's a ruckman just on 6 that can just actually jump and just compete rather than.
They haven't got one. They've got a bloke named Morton.
Yeah.
And when he went into the ruck, Carter played even better. So last week, even though Carter beat Barter, Barter played all right. And he really had to play there. They need, hopefully some of these blokes you're talking about coming in is a ruckman.
Yep.
Because you put Barter down there, and I think Luke Delhouse is going to play predominantly forward for the year. There's your 60 goals maybe that Bosley kicked. So I reckon they can do that, but they have to have a ruckman.
I was speaking to Jake Mawson after the game about this last week, and he said the biggest problem is the fact that he got Nick Howe, who we watched the practice match against Sunshine Heights. If he was meant to be their key forward, he was not going to take Bosley's spot, but, he could put it 10, maybe 20, 30 goals. And he sliced his hand open at work Friday before the first game. So he's had to restructure his team completely, and things like that happen. But now it's going to really test their depth at Anakie.
I understand that, but Bosley kicked 70 goals.
Yep.
Now, as you say, if Howe can go there and kick 30, you're still 40 short. And they finished 5th. They got just snuck into the 5 at the end of the year. So to do that again or improve, you actually have to get better, not lose 40 goals. You know, like that's the other bloke, AJ. He's at Werribee.
Yep.
So if he doesn't get a game at Werribee, he plays at Anakie, I think.
But do they allow that? Because I know when
They will allow it.
Because when Jackie Broman went down there, they
I think they've changed their stance.
Yep.
But their stance is if they have a bye, AJ can't play at Anakie. He can't play anywhere.
Okay.
He's got to have the bye.
Yep.
But they definitely need a ruckman because I just do think Barter, with House around him, might make up a lot of those 70 goals from the big players. You won't get one player around at the moment that'll make up both. He's a true player.
And it's how many games Dalhouse is going to play as well. Like we heard last week that it may only be 10 or so games, just with life and other commitments getting in the way. So that's going to have a massive impact as well.
And obviously his body and all that sort of stuff. As I said, he's been playing it for a long time.
Yeah, look, I understand that.
And he might be too healthy after the thing at West Bulldogs this week during the week, wasn't it? They had a big function with
the 10-year premiership reunion.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He was out in the ground having he was out in the ground, so I'm sure he was there having a drink. So
Big Merv was there as a guest speaker.
that would have been entertaining.
Oh, yeah. But the thing there is, if he plays forward all the time, you would think he could probably play a few more games than this is if he did with was on the ball.
Yep.
He wouldn't get knocked around as much, you would think.
So, as I said, and when you got someone that's going to you all the time and just giving you little niggles and that sort of stuff, it's got to start to take its toll on him. But as I said, I had spoken to him at work some time ago, and he did say the same thing. He didn't want to play every game. He wanted to play as many as he could, obviously, but he just said with his body, a new family, all the rest of it, work commitments, just wanted to make sure he was managing himself. And as I said, if they were lucky enough to get finals, then obviously he'd be up and available and ready to go for them. So,
well, that's fair enough. And you've got blokes like Coffee's young bloke, Sam Hoffman. He's only just come to the club.
Yep.
Takes you a while to get going.
Yep.
You know, he's strong. Not a lot of pace, but strong. And they've probably got a few players who will improve during the year. But I just think on last week's performance, they're going to have to because they weren't very good. We saw them against Sunshine Heights, who I thought were about the worst football side I've ever seen. And then they went out and beat Laverton last week easy. So there is worse sides around, I can tell you.
well, that's it. Played at home.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the bloke he had the block, he made
Stevie Ellis.
Stevie, he was actually saying they are a better side at home
Yeah,
on their ground. So it might be tiny like Belmont Lions.
Forward was one of the best kicks in the football I've ever seen.
Yeah, but
if it hit the ground, if
the ball went 3 inches to the left or the right, it's someone else get it. Yeah, I know.
That's right. Well, you got to have a focal point, and he's one of them. So let's hope they keep going up that way. So I think it's pretty unanimous here that I think Anakie should be able to get their first win on the board. As I said, the margin would probably be the interesting thing, and hopefully West can show some improvement to get them up and about. So,
well, they will. And I'll tell you what, if it had been at West, I don't think I'd have tipped them, but I'd have tipped a real close game. But at Anakie, I think Anakie hold all the keys.
Another game this afternoon, and normally in general terms, this would have been another game to go and have a look at, and that's the Belmont Lions taking on Thomson. Thomson, unfortunately, again, suffering the same sort of fate as Corio. A lot of players left the club, and whether they've recruited well enough, that'll be the big thing. I don't know whether Devon Smith's back on their side today. And again, he's probably another player that will play, I would think, limited games during the course of the season. And I did see today, and again, I can't remember where I've read it now, but the coach of the Belmont Lions is actually playing in the seconds.
He is.
I saw that.
Yeah, he got dropped. So
he dropped himself, or the other Andy dropped him.
I don't know. It'd be a mutual discussion, I would think. But it's good to see the mutual discussion.
Oh, I didn't hear.
What did you think of percussion? I said at the time.
Oh, no, I just didn't hear.
No, you won't mean to muck up. I know. You can jump on one. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. At Belmont Lions at home, I would imagine too strong. Arch.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. Look, Thomson are going to go to work. I think we can similarize it to the game that they played against East Geelong when they knew that they didn't have the players probably to stack up against them. So it's going to have to be a Paul Lynch masterclass. The coaching masterclass, I should say. They're going to put a lot of work. I hope they're not listening. They're going to the games a couple of hours away. But in Braden Eddy, I know that they've got a young kid, Finlay Kerr, who they put a lot of work into in the off season to be a tagger, and he's going to go directly to Braden Eddy, try and shut him down. So I think they've established that he usually creates the game, from half back, and I think his football smarts in the way he just floats across and sets up the game. So I think if he can do that, then Belmont will go a long way to winning this game. I think Thomson, they're going to have to really rely on players such as Cam. We know, he can tear a game apart. Some of the more experienced players in Sam Jacker and even some of the younger kids as well, like as I mentioned, Maxi Dalla even to get it involved. So no, it should be a good game, but I don't think that Thomson have the personnel to step up.
Yeah, well, as we discussed a couple of weeks ago, the outs usually outweigh the ins. And we'll see one of them here today playing here at Inverleigh in Clandy. But, with Troopy gone and the kid from St. Joseph, Kamerick, gone. There's a few more too.
Yeah,
Isn't there?
90,
Who was the big bloke up forward?
Lucas Boyd.
Boyd, yeah. They've lost a lot of players, and it doesn't seem yet to get a lot of players in.
Did he go to the talk of the new Bellarine side?
I
No,
don't know.
no,
I
he
think
just
he might have
retired.
just
Retired.
retired.
Yeah, he was basically done last year, I think.
But yeah, look, 112-point loss isn't great for them because I tell you what, I don't know when the last time that would have happened. They've been a very, very good side. Now they're going to fall on a few hard times. So, some of you blokes who, didn't want to go last week, and I don't mention any names, and Johnny Mitchell, still stay out and support him, Johnny. Be a good supporter. Don't go somewhere else. And he's probably listening right now. Jordan Cam's been in the best both times. I think he kicked 3 last week, so he's a shining light from Belmont. Lost to Winch by 33 points. That was a big surprise to me. I didn't see that coming. But again, with a lot of their players, they get some in, they lose some, and usually the blokes they get in are about the same. So I still reckon they'll be part of the business in August and September. Farcione, I don't know much about him. I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was the player that was given, 3 points, and then on the Saturday morning they decided 4, which meant Belmont played 41 out of 40 for that day, but they weren't informed of it. There's no worries about that. And he got best on the ground, so he might be a very, very good inclusion. Belmont at Belmont. The other bloke is Hootsma. He's been in the best both times, Hootsma, and he's kicked a couple of goals. With the big fella, Jed Evans, back, you might find Hootsma's playing a bit more down forward rather than just in the ruck. So
Are the Evans boy kicking their goal? Who's kicking
no,
their
I
goal?
think he got 1 or 2. The other Jed, I think. So, and they didn't kick many. So, but yeah, look, at Belmont, you'd have to go for Belmont, but you don't ever write Thomson off, even when they're not playing well and they've lost a lot of players. They'll give. I talked to Planty before. They give it. Moe threw him over the fence at one stage, so they won't let it be easy for him. But I think Belmont might be a bit too good.
Yeah, I think just on that as well, Grub. I think like you just mentioned, Mel. Yeah, he's done his hamstring as well.
Yes,
They
he's
reckon
gone.
they reckon he's a long-term hamstring injury.
Because he did late last year too, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, he had a lot of shoulder problems as well. So yeah, they're going to really be relying on a few kids to step up, but see how it goes. They've also Billy Spencer's still talking about maybe playing a couple of games as well. So they get him in and Dev Smith playing a
Billy
few games.
Smith.
Yeah, then that could definitely go a long way.
I actually had a
Win couple
conversation
of
with him not long ago either, he was said he was definitely done. But obviously, if everything's right and the body's right, he might be a little handy inclusion just to be able to throw back into their mix.
Well, I'll tell you something, and blokes like Planty should never talk to me before the game. They make big mistakes doing that because I all tell them, I won't say anything, which I do. But as I said, Moe tipped him over the fence, and then done a hamstring in the rooms after the game. Planty only said one word to him: karma.
All right, I think we're probably unanimous there that I think the Belmont Lions are going to be too good. A game that's taking place later on this evening, a night game, and that is Werribee and Belpost Hill. Grub, you're going to make it easy or an early departure if it's possible to get up there and have a look at this. And it'll be interesting to see, I suppose, Belpost Hill now taking on one of the probably better sides in the competition to see how they're really travelling.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether they're better yet. They probably very lucky to win last week by 2 points against Bannockburn, and they haven't won a game as yet. So I don't think their win at Winchelsea didn't look great, but after Winchelsea's performance last time, maybe it's a little bit better than I gave them credit for. But I just don't think. I think it's going to take them a little bit of time to hit their straps. They've got quite a few new players coming from different leagues. They've got to learn how to play GDFNL footy. Sometimes these blokes come from higher leagues and they struggle in GDFNL because you've got to go and get your own footy. But Aaron Stone, he didn't get the best players last week, but I spoke to Ronnie Pilgrim. He said he killed them. So, I'd rather go on the coaches. He was fantastic. Linehan coming out has been pretty good.
Both of them?
Just Connor at the moment, but
Yep.
I didn't quite see how many Bryce got. I think he was all right in the best the week before. Chesterman in the best 2 weeks in a row. So, that's good for that. Carlton, Stevenson, Camilleri, twice now. Camilleri, as I said, he's not their best player. But, gee, he makes that side look a hell of a lot better when he's in it with his run from the wing and half back. So, they were good enough to win that. Valpo still, well, they were good. But, as I say, let's leave off Valpo still how good they are at the moment. Probably until tonight. If they go down there and give Werribee, or even just beat Werribee, then we know they're the real deal. Until then, they've played who have they played? They've played Western and Anakie didn't play well. So they've still got a little bit to prove. But funnily enough, I think they can prove it. Lockie Wilson, what did he kick last week? 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
I think. Harry McIntyre got 3. Carter, we gave him the dinner for 2. He was fantastic. Yates, he beat Yates just by a little bit. And of course, the other bloke who that idiot Archie was calling Goddard, that Godwin, he played pretty well too. And they had a lot of young Coffey's a good kid. They're all saying about the old blokes like Dylan, Whitney, Calla basically didn't play. Timmy Barton, Cozzy, all these blokes.
Yeah.
That A2. Well, they played all right. They'll play their good footy. But the 2 Jones boys, Felix and what's the other kid's name? Zane.
Yep.
As I said, young Coffey, Harry McIntyre. They had a good kid up there that got injured. I hope that's Harry Dixon from Lara. He played. Is that Harry Dixon or Riley Dixon? Might have been Riley Dixon. He was terrific. Bannister down back was very, very good.
He was.
So, look, they've improved a hell of a lot because the young fellas I got him. Young Handley was close to best on the ground at half time, died out a little bit. I think they'll be pretty good because they've complemented these old blokes. I shouldn't call them old blokes, but older players who have given their
experienced
club,
group.
Senior players.
Yeah, they've given their club and this league unbelievable service, and now they're the ones who've got to sit back, teach, help, and watch these young kids do their thing.
And they'd love that club as well. Like your club wants your kids to be the ones standing up every week. They can't keep relying on those older players, and that's why they're happy for them to still be there, and that they can teach them everything they know. But if your young kids start stepping up, I mean, that just shows growth for the future.
That's right. While they're getting the kick, a lot of the cynics will say, "Oh, can't give it away, you blokes." No, I never say that. I love watching these blokes. I think Timmy Barton got in their best in the paper. I love watching these blokes, and don't give it away till you're ready. And when these younger blokes do take over, then it's time to give it away. Obviously, I'm going to go to Werribee. I'm going to pick Werribee by a point.
You're just being generous. You're going to be by 10 goals. You told me before.
Yeah, I wish I was that. I wish I was that confident.
I suppose the thing is, you're talking about these senior, more experienced players. When they all left, what was it, last year, 2 years ago, and went up to play at Great Western, it wasn't 1 or 2 that left, it was the whole group.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to see now is that transition period for Valpo still for me, is if Timmy Barton gives it away next week or Cozzy, then you just lose the 2, but you don't want to lose Caleb Basley and Dylan Whitney in the same group. We've already lost this year Bowie McNamara. He's obviously gone out. So that's...
There is a chance that will happen at the end of this year.
Oh, look, it's quite possible. But as I said, hopefully for them, a bit like Adrian Fantel, at least he stayed around and just was part of the group going through it. And he was always there, if required, to come up and help out when they had that young side.
Is that what happened? So, like a couple of years ago, they all left, and then did they have a massive decline on the ladder?
Well, they did.
Straight away.
They fell away.
Yeah.
They lost all their experience. They took their centre half back, their full back, their ruckman, their full forward, probably their centre half forward out of their side.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. So
you're exactly right. You're better off just losing a couple, maybe 2 each year for over a 3-year period.
And 2 of your best ball getters, and Whitney and Caleb Basley.
So now they've got a ruckman because he was terrific.
Yes, yeah,
What league
does
did
make
they
a difference. It's a Great Western, so I think it's a district league up there. But
I'll tell you what, you better ring Darryl and tell him we're not playing them in league because all those players went up there and their side hardly won a game. They got beat by 10 goals every week.
They were pretty confident they were actually going to do it right.
Yeah, I know. So it must be a pretty good league.
I was going to say
out what league it was for you.
it's not. I'm just trying to think.
It's not the Western border. I can't remember.
No, it's not that far up.
No, I can't remember it now. But yeah, they didn't go too well up there.
Miniera District League.
Miniera, that's right. Yeah. So I don't know. I love watching them play anyway. And I think Caleb Basley has got a couple of years.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, Dill Whitney can be a bit like a Luke Delhouse. He doesn't have to play every game, and I think I think I spoke to you during the week, and you said they rested him once
the game was over. Ash took him off.
Yeah,
and he sort of sat there for a while. I don't know. He might have went back on late. I don't know, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
I don't think Dylan was that happy. He liked to be out there getting a kick. But if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. we had special comments last week with Ash Whitney.
Yep.
And they didn't go down too well. He forgot he was so close to the box that he was only at his own players. It wasn't umpires. And by the way, Steve Keaton, if you're listening, thanks very much for not texting me the umpires today.
Oh, we haven't got them.
Yeah, he didn't bother texting me. He asked me what game we're doing. I told him. I never heard from him again.
Okay.
So thanks a lot, Keats.
Maybe he's sent them through in your email or something, Grub, that you haven't checked out on yet. But anyway, we're going to have a look at that a bit later on. Obviously, at this stage of the reserve game, it is Bannockburn 10-8-68. There's only 2 and a bit minutes to go, but we've got to play down, and obviously that might nearly spell the final score. Go to Inverleigh at 6-5 and 41. So they have made a bit of a comeback late in that game because the margin did blow out a little bit further than what it was.
They had the wind in the last quarter, didn't they?
Yeah. So on the game, I suppose the match of the day, as I said, we are out here at Inverleigh and they're taking on Bannockburn. The rivalry here goes back many, many years, and I can't imagine that's going to change at all here this afternoon. We'll go through this game because, as I said, we've got a little bit of time beforehand before the service does take place.
Before you start,
yep.
If there's anyone around the ground listening, it's so hot in here. Could you bring us a drink? Coke, no sugar or something if you listen? Thanks.
It is warm, isn't it?
And it's stinking hot in here.
All right, they've made a couple of changes, I think, this week, Grub. I think Donahue comes back into their side. There was a couple of other players. Ethan Floyd, I don't know whether he played last week. And I think there was 3 changes I saw listed at some stage during the game. But both sides, as I said, generally they stack up well against each other, and I can't see this being any different here this afternoon.
Well, especially the Anzac one. They all seem to jump out of their skin for Anzac Day. It'd be surprising. It'd be interesting to watch other games to see if they have that spirit, because these blokes are used to it. They've been playing Anzac Day no matter what day it is for a few years now, and they just tend to, I don't know, jump out of their skin and all play better. And no matter where they are on the ladder, Anzac Day is always a tough, hard game, just like it should be, in honour of our fine Anzacs that did go to war many, many years ago. And that's how they play the game. The spirit's there, and it doesn't matter where they are on the ladder. It's always a real good, hard, tough game. Bannockburn, as you said, they haven't won one yet. They really want to win one because even though they're not playing bad footy, they've got a couple of hard ones coming up, which could easily mean, like, if things don't go their way, 0-5 or 6 doesn't look great.
Long way
back. Matter of fact, you don't get back from that, I don't think. And yet they're probably good enough to be better than that. Look, last week, big raps with Henry Hawker. Kicked 3, played very, very well. I think Bailey Kelly kicked 4 them, but that's probably only kicked 11. So there's the 2 blokes who kicked 7 out of their 11 goals. So that tells me they need a few more blokes coming in and kicking goals. Down at Inverleigh, Snezkov, he's kicked 6 and 2, so he's kicked 8 for the year. So he'd be sitting right up near the top of the list. Billy McIntosh been in the best both times.
Yep.
So it's good to see Billy, little bloke, well done. And Mason Dixon kicked 7 first up and 2 last week, so he's on 9. So, they've got a fair few avenues to go. I don't know who to pick, really, because, as I say, Bannockburn have played, or you said it actually, Bannockburn have played Werribee and they've played North, and Inverleigh have played West and they've played
Thomson and Corio.
Thomson and Corio. So, this is the big test, I think, for Inverleigh, but it's also a real starting point to get their season kick-started for Bannockburn. Oh, gee. I'll have to go, because they're 2-0 until I have to go Inverleigh. But again, I think I'll go by a point again.
Yeah, I can see this game being very close. Archie, your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm going to go Inverleigh for a similar reason. They're 2-0, and I think that puts them in a great position as well. We're heading into, still got another couple of easy weeks. They could be 4 or 5-0, which, I mean, I just missed out on finals last year. I know you wrote them off pretty early, Dale, but now they I reckon they could definitely they start off 5-0. They definitely scrape into the 5 for sure. And go a long way to even get that double chance. But, I think Bannockburn, the game we saw then, they were very competitive up until about half-time. So I think Henry Hawker has a good game as well. I mean, he was getting into a lot of contests. Obviously, the conditions might have had something to do with it, but he just couldn't bring down those marks. So I think, obviously, last week had a pretty good game. So I think, if he kicks straight, and then also Ethan Floyd's one I'm looking at from Inverleigh. Played at Birregurra last year, Anglesey before that, and it was actually in the GDFNL for Winchelsea before that. So you'll see him up forward, a bit of a floating half forward. And he'll be one of their better players for Inverleigh.
He was actually. I think he's been named off the halfback flank today. But again, you see that on your paperwork and you don't take too much notice of that. But I think probably Finn O'Keefe's been an important player coming back to him this year from West. He provides that little bit of height and run through the middle of the ground. As you said, it's interesting. And the other one that is coming back into the side this week, mate, you're the like you've been talking to before the game, and Zach Plant. I think he had a bit of a spell last week. Had a little bit of a niggle on the calf or something, so he's back in.
Who did they play last week?
They crave Corio here.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, so he comes back in, and that provides that little bit of extra midfield strength that you're looking for, because he's a very good player in and around the contest, and he does that very, very nicely. Adam Donoghue, as I said, has come back into their side this afternoon. Obviously, they reckon he's had a pretty big off season. He's going pretty well, and as we know, he can play just about anywhere on the ground, and I think he provides some really good options for the Inverleigh. As I said, if things aren't working well at one end of the ground, he can go back to half back, or he can play through the middle, and very smart if he has to go forward and play out of the square. And speaking of that, it is Larry Donoghue's birthday today, so I just want to wish Big Larry all the best for his birthday this afternoon.
How old would he be?
Oh, gee, I don't know. That's a good question, Grub.
70 odd?
Oh, I have to be.
I just wonder if he'll actually have a light ale for his birthday today.
Do you think?
Oh,
Or two?
I've also got an apology and a retraction to make.
Oh, okay.
Steve Keating did send the an email, but I can't work it.
I thought that might have been the case, because that's where he sent the first lot through to, didn't he?
Yeah, when he does that, I can do it on my computer at home. Then I get to there, I touch that, it makes me go to there. What the hell's that?
Mate, you're speaking to. I'm probably a little bit younger than you, Grub. So, but I still don't know.
What?
Yeah, a little bit younger than you, Grub.
Turn it up. Well, I'm sorry, Keats, but if you do, I'll text you. And if you do hear it, just send it through by text, will you? Or Jock, if you're listening, send them through by text, please.
So that would make life easier, especially for Grubby. But on the other side of things, Bannockburn, as I said, they played two reasonably good sides during the course of the season. And obviously, you said Hawker played well last week. Jackie Broman, I think, got in the best players last week. His first week, I reckon, Jack, for me, looked like he's as fit as they'll ever be. But it looked like he hadn't touched the football for a while. He just didn't seem to have that ball handling that he normally would have, and his surety. So they're obviously a week into the season, and if he can continue on his role, he becomes very important. Bailey Kelly's important up forward from kicking goals. And from all reports, just Battaglia, I'll say that now, just to correct you, Grub. He obviously pre-season was sensational. He probably hasn't started the season the way he'd like. So I reckon today he might try and find himself a few more touches around goal, because we know that he is one of the dangerous players when he gets loose and in the forward line.
Lockie playing?
Lockie.
Right.
He was in the twos out here before. Yep. So what do you reckon, Arch? You said Inverleigh win the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that Inverleigh should get the job done. But I hope, as you said, we see a bit more fight on a day like Anzac Day. That these guys, they play with a bit more heart and pride. Wear their heart in their sleeve when they play. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a day there's someone like Connor Jervis, just in and under, loves that competition. He could really tear the game apart. I think he loves the contested ball and wins his own football. And I think he didn't play his best game that that first game of the year that we round one. So I think that he. And I've more reports he didn't play that well last week. So I think he'd be looking forward to this game and try and get some form back on the board.
What about his fitness? It's not so much what I saw on the ground. It's what I saw off the ground. When he came off the first game against North, he spent a lot of time on the bench, which I don't think he normally does. So maybe he's had an injury throughout pre-season or whatever, and they're running him into form, because he spent more time off the ground than I've ever seen him do.
That's these very rotations, though.
Yeah, he was trying to get. He was
a couple
trying to
of times.
Yeah, but I think for the player of his caliber, you're better off. Like we've seen Collingwood do it last week with Nick Dacos. Put him up forward. I mean, if a player like that, you're going to get more benefit out of them being on the ground, resting in a forward pocket than you are with them off the ground. So that could be something that Inverleigh look to do.
I thought Connor Jervis' game against North, he got a lot of the ball, but I just thought he turned the ball over. He didn't have targets like he has done. So, as I said, it's all right if you go out and get 25 touches, but if you're given 15 of them straight back to the opposition, you may as well not have had them at all. So I think that's something that obviously he'll have worked on during his time and get himself going. And Lewis Clifton comes into the Bannockburn side, and he's been out, played a first two. I'm not too sure what he played last week in the seniors, but he's been an important player in their back line in that he's a good user of the ball.
Very, very good.
Yeah, so, that little bit of surety back there can obviously improve them as well. And you would hope that he can take steps forward again today. But the ruck contest today, Reece Ginn, who's been, well, as I said, first game was clearly, for me, best player on the ground till half time. Probably faded after that. But then he comes up against Lukey Wilson today, who's as good as anyone going around. So that's an interesting contest. And whoever can get on top in the middle, that might go a fair way in determining which side wins.
Definitely.
When you look at Reece Ginn, he's obviously their nominated ruckman, right? I think he'd be looking at the games to who they're playing. And one of the blokes, when he looks up at Lukey Wilson, would be thinking, he's one of the ones I don't really, because there's a pretty big height difference. There's a few ruckmen around that aren't quite that big, like that day at against North. But, gee, Wilson's got a pretty big size advantage. And I don't think, the same as what you said, yeah, he did fail a little bit in the first game because he's got to jump every time.
Yep.
And you keep jumping and you get tired.
Who I can't remember who went in as their backup ruckman.
Well, he was lucky, the backup ruckman at North.
No, North was Cleary and...
Did Cleary go in there?
No, Miller went in.
Yeah,
Blake Miller, yes.
But
yeah.
Cooper Pask
yes.
was their ruckman, and he's not tall.
No.
So Ginn had a chance.
He stopped jumping at the end, but they would have still roving the ball off Ginn.
But Luke Wilson is. So he is tall. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, so I just can't remember that first game. There was someone that did go in on that. I can't remember. Oh, Jack Thomson it might have been that was in the side. I think he did
Sunday, too far away.
Sunday, too far away. Jack Thomson, thank you, Russ. Yeah, good on you, Grub.
That's right, yeah.
Just before we start this service, which we'll throw back to the studio, Inverleigh is obviously happening again this year. Is that round in between after you get that round 5 game, round 6? Is that?
I don't know.
At Winch?
Not sure when it's on. I know it's still under 20, 25 and under.
It's still under 20. Have lists or squads been put together yet at this stage?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I really don't understand at this point of the year why you would bring that up on radio when we know bugger all about it.
Yeah.
Well, you do a bit of...
It's a point of interest.
Well, why wouldn't you do some research first so we could tell the people about it? We sit here like dills.
Well, you're always on the computer. I thought you'd know a lot more than I would.
Well,
that's why I asked you.
I'm not ready to go with him.
What about Arch? He's a man of many moods.
I'd be blaming Archie more than me.
Right, look, we're going to throw back to the studio because I said the Anzac Day service is going to just about to commence here. We'll take a short break.
And if you are on the YouTube, it will be will be shown, so you can watch it on the YouTube.
You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse. You're home like football.
That. Sit down here and use military savings. Quite frankly, there was any fault. 15,000 men, typically, but more than 2,000 of those have been killed or wounded, showing the commitment of the Australian and New Zealand forces on the day through the campaign. So that's the snapshot of what happened to this time all those years ago. Quick, down to his history. He will, in the thank you, Anne. Feedback, sorry. Now, we have a couple of brief delays, so if I could introduce Councillor Sarah Hayden, the local government Shire, and the representative of the Bannockburn Football Club, Anzac. Together we remember all to whom we owe such debt, for their bravery, their hardships, the tragedy that we take, knowing what they all have fought for. They did it for their mothers, their wives and children too, brothers, sisters, friends, and even for those they never knew. They did it for their country, for freedom, for us all. Anzacs side by side together, answering the call. As we step into the future, let us learn from hard times past and cherish our great nation, making sure these good times last. Our diggers, we salute them, and there's one thing you can bet. Coming all, we from streams will never shall grow not old, as we that are left with. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget. Yeah, right.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome back. As I said, Anzac's day service has completed here this afternoon. I think you wandered out to one this morning too, Grab, didn't you?
Yeah, went down to the one at the cemetery in the main street of Werribee. It's a very solemn morning, but you get a little bit out of it, don't you? You just sit there and think, this is why we're here. You know, if these blokes and women didn't go out and do what they did in World War One and Two, and the New Zealand people. People forget the New Zealand people. They had the Werribee one this morning. They play, obviously, the Australian national anthem and the New Zealand national anthem. And you just come away thinking, well, if they didn't do what they did, we wouldn't be here. So, I think it's great the way they honour it. I know each year here, but in the other clubs, I don't know, maybe Werribee Sentinels may do something out there tonight. I don't know. That'll be the third one I've gone to today. And I could go to 10 of them and still enjoy the moment and understand what's going on. And it gets harder and harder because all the older people are gone and the younger people. But I tell you what, at Werribee, there was young people, there was dogs, there was everything there. Yeah. So hopefully they go on and continue the tradition as the years go by.
I think that's the thing, Grub. As I said, it used to be that it was more that the older people, I think, that get to the services of the morning. But now, like kids from as young as, like toddlers are there, and the range is right through. And probably more importantly, the general group between 20 and 30, those younger ones that have come up, they're now starting to do the same sort of thing. And as it is, it's all about respect. And I think, as Grubby said, for the ones that served and obviously didn't make it back, the ones that did come back were obviously lucky enough. And if, there's probably not too many of them left of them going around at the present time.
Well, you'd have to be over 100.
You have to even consider some of the people now that are in active service at this stage of their life. You just don't know what our man overseas is going to do and where that's going to eventuate. But as I said, you put your hat onto them and just say, look, it's everything's appreciated for what they do. And as I said, there's a lot of things that we probably wouldn't be doing now if it wasn't the case.
Well, you're right, and as you say, like World War II people, I don't know if there'd be any left. You have to be. Well, my dad was too young to go, and he's 93.
Yep.
But don't forget, it's not just about that. I think the forgotten war for a long, long time was Vietnam, and people didn't appreciate and they used to have a go at the Vietnam War, and now they're starting to get the respect that they really, really deserve. And just on that, right? You have a go at me about computers and I'm no good on phones and that because I wasn't brought up with it, right? But you take your kids and all these young kids, they go to the service when they're young. By the time they are 18 and 19, they understand what it's all about.
Yep.
Just quickly as well, big shout out to North Geelong for the fundraiser they had. They ended up raising nearly $50,000 for Scratcher last week.
I didn't see you there. Where were you?
Well, I popped in for a little bit, Grub.
It was a great day. Great day for a great man.
Well done to everyone who got it all involved and all around.
North Geelong Footy Club and Cricket Club, North Shore. Thank you very much.
Well, game's just about to start here. We can tell you Bannockburn have won the toss and will kick to the railway end. And the game is now underway. Wilson and also Gin doing the ruck work. Gin gets the first one down, picked up by Jervis out the back door. The ball goes to Mack, and the ball's now transferred across the field of play. That come through Edwards, missed the target. Muir picks the ball up, gets round one, looks back on the right boot, little short kicker back inside, finds McIntosh, handballs back inside to Wilson, running through the middle of the ground now, long kick going forward, into the forward line. Mark not taken down there again at ground level, ball is picked up, and that was by Bacon, put the ball back towards the goal square. Mark not taken in the goal square, they were not going to push through, ends up with Bowden, Luke Bowden that is, got the handball outside. Went towards Fletcher. Fletcher got the ball to the half-back line. Went to Broman. He gives the 1-2 back. Now they run out of the half-back line. Go towards centre wing and a little bit further. Mayburn leads in the race for the ball, but actually it was beaten to win by Will Stoney, and he takes the ball over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in far side of the ground. We just hope we get a little bit more play this side, but we'll wait and see what happens there.
I don't care this week.
Yeah, no. So Wilson's doing the ruck work, and Gin, both players now, ball thrown in. Wilson, the front position. Well, the handball comes outside, went towards his teammate there, and Bowie Collins couldn't take clean possession, but has been cleaned up. Lovey picks the ball up, goes back into the forward line. Ball spoiled from that contest, runs back behind him. Mays first to arrive, can't kick the ball off the ground, picked up by Bowden, got the handball back outside, went towards Sellers, intercepted by Inverleigh, looking to bring the ball back inside. Kick wasn't great. Umpire said free kick. Now, not too sure what for. He made contact.
It's called hold the ball and he kicked it.
Yeah, he made contact. So ball now from Sellers goes across the ground. Wilson once again, second possession goes short up the ground. Mark has been taken. They run back inside from the half-back line. It was Edwards again, got the handball outside. They move the ball to centre wing. Coming up, the mark has been taken there by Kelly. So Kelly now has the ball, got options outside, uses that player, and that might have been Connor Jervis there. Goes back to Wilson, a long kick into their forward line. Travelled the ball very nicely. Ends up in the lanes of Hawker. Hawker around the goals. And he has started the game with a goal. That's the first on the board. It is to Bannockburn. They move to one straight goal. They lead Inverleigh. And we have gone just on 2.5 minutes.
Geez, they moved the ball. The clock. What scoreboard have we got?
Buckley's
Buckley's
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
First got a
Buckley's Entertainment.
scoreboard.
And they moved the ball very, very well in Bannockburn. And I honestly don't know how Henry Hawker got to where he got. But by gee, he got to a good spot. And when he got it, there was no pressure on him, but he just got around beautifully. And that's a great way to start the game, the Anzac done game for the Bannockburn side. And I don't know. I might change my tip. I might give Bannockburn a chance here.
So we are back in the middle now. Gin won the tap over the top. Finds his row. He gets the hands out. Now Jervy trying to grab the ball. Though Plant tapped it in the path of Bannockburn. Win the ball. The 1-2. Ended up with Bark. He goes forward. Vitalia. Going to turn his man inside out. Go around the left foot. Couldn't quite find his teammate. Also, Mayborn was there. He's going to gather the ball. He can't quite. Stuck under there. Hawker's in there as well. He gets the ball and's wrapped up instantaneously. And we'll have a stoppage 35 metres out from the Bannockburn goal.
Umpire on side of the pack then, I think.
Well, there's appeals for holding the ball. I don't know if he had prior. We saw the decision earlier in the quarter, so who knows. Ball up again now. Hawker's going to be in the ruck while the ball's in the forward line. Inverleigh trying to get the ball out on his knees there with Marr. He couldn't. Now the ball gets out. It might have been Jervy's. Now a snap back kick. It's not going to find a teammate. Kelly tracking back. Couldn't quite. Now Inverleigh. They're going to exit. With the ball is Viney. He's going to arc his back. Take the play on. Got rid of 2 players now. Smart kick in the middle of the ground. He's get the ball back here, Viney. Try and take on Jervis. Might be in trouble. Is in trouble. Umpire says play on. Bannockburn now on the rebound, although the kick is only good enough to find Will Stoney for Inverleigh across half back. So he's going to go central with a dangerous kick. It's a good one, though. They're going to switch into his defence, and then the ball's going to be brought back out the other side of the ground, far side of the ground now. Mark is taken. Looks like McIntosh. So McIntosh looks him bored. The switch was closed off quickly by Bannockburn. So he's just going to have to kick the ball down the line. It looks like good representation, a good mark taken coming across the pack. I think it was Gin. Ball inside now. They're good ball movement, although dropping the mark was Battaglia trying to tap the ball on, coming through was Beardsall. He couldn't gather it.
High up.
Yeah,
He got it.
Non-officiating was good enough to see it. So ball now in hand of Broman. He's going to go inside the forward 50, looking for Hawker. Hawker couldn't quite add 2 to beat. Just ran underneath the ball. The mark is taken from Inverleigh deep in defence. Waiting for some options to come. Bannockburn defending the ground well here. It's in the path of up and under. Couldn't quite was Perkins. Now coming through Jervis on hand and knees. Are beautifully picked up. Trying to get the handball out was Viney. He can get it to his teammate. Now Broman gets the ball out. They've got an opportunity now. Quick hands. It was O'Keefe was involved. And then in the middle of the ground, Donahue. Donahue chip kick over the top. And it's a good one. So now the ball ends up with Bacon. Bacon inside the forward 50 and a good mark taken back from Salah. So Salah for Bannockburn. He's going to transition the ball across half back. Now they're going to use the wing, true centre wing now. They've got players out everywhere. They're going to go inside the forward 50. Little chip kick over the top. Not the best kick. It just got out of the path of Marnie. He gathers the ball now. Handballs back in forward. They might figure something out here. Ended up with Barth. He's going to go for Hawker. Hawker's got 2 to beat. He can't quite take the mark. Now he might swing back on his right foot. He's going to handball to a teammate in Bowden. Bowden's 45 out. It's a good-looking kick off the boot. It's really good. He kicks Bannockburn second. Early dominance in this one. 2 straight Bannockburn. It's a no score in Inverleigh. We have gone just on 5 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Bucks Entertainment.
Well, that's as good a kick as I've ever seen from a habitual backman from Bowden. I've only ever seen him playing the back line, but that didn't worry him one bit. He just went bang. And a couple little mistakes in the middle, the ball come out, a little bit of luck. But gee, I tell you what, I'm very, very impressed with Bowden. He's always played the back line, hasn't he, Smithy?
Yeah.
I tell you what, it was a real good kick for goal.
So back in the middle we go once again. Wilson up against Reece Gin. Ball thrown up by the umpire. Actually, Gin maybe gets the hand. Went back, got the ball back into their forward line quickly. Coming out the ball was Kelly. Couldn't take clean possession. Picked up by Follett. Got the handball out the back. Kick went in astray there. And the mark has been taken out there by Mayborn. He goes quickly into the forward line. That's a good kick. Good use. Mark has been taken. I reckon this might be Mac. And he is marked inside 50. So he's got the ball. Difficult angle, you would think from there. Bit of breeze to contend with. Wilson Mack.
Well, if he sits it in the right spot, Smithy, the breeze might actually assist him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So Bannockburn with 2 at this stage of the game. Looking at their third. Kicks that goal. Tell you what, they look pretty nice off the boot. He's made that very, very nicely, I think. Umpire says
No
agreed.
doubt.
And that has gone straight through the middle. So Bannockburn have their third. And just on 7.5 minutes gone in this Buckley's Entertainment first quarter. It is Bannockburn, 3 straight goals. Inverleigh yet to score.
You know what? We saw him a couple of weeks ago in that last quarter when they had the win, and they got it down there and kicked 3 straight points and probably put them out of the game. They kicked straight that day, and they're still in the game. Well, I tell you what, they're not mucking around today. They're doing exactly what you have to do with the win. When you get an opportunity, take the opportunity. They've had 3 opportunities, and they've taken all 3 of them, and that's what they need to do.
So ball in hands now. Wilson loses the ruck tap again, and then Reeston's going to send him inside the forward 50. Early dominance from him. Now, just smothered as he kicked it there. It might have been Harding, I think it was. He couldn't quite get the ball out. Opportunity for Bannockburn still. Good rundown tackle. Umpire says play on. Ball's going to run out of bounds. How's the umpire going to see it? Mayborn.
He's going to pay a free kick
the
here.
Lasso's come out, so
He's going to pay a free kick for last touch.
he's calling the ball back now. No, it's going to be
that's all right.
In.
Good decision, young fella. Well done.
So about 65 out from the Bannockburn goal.
All he was doing was signaling that, hey, give me the ball back so I can throw it in. Yeah, good boy.
Has it in now. Wilson wins this, gets out the back, handballs the space with their hands in the back. Pick this from a long way away. Who's it going to go to?
Look, again, the free kick was there, but gee, I'm not sure I like it.
O'Keefe ends up with the ball. It must be said early dominance from Gin in the ruck. So he's going to go long, O'Keefe is. Really to a genuine one-on-one out in the far side wing. It's going to be one out on this occasion by Edwards. Going to turn his man inside out. It's a good one. Back into the middle of the ground. So this is where they set up well here. And go inside forward 50. Straight and direct. Not the best kick. It's probably looking for Hawker. It's going to get run over the boundary line. So we'll have a ball in 30 metres out from the Bannockburn goal.
The difference there, Archie, is when you call it, he kicks it to a one-on-one. But he actually he kicked it to the advantage of his opposition player. At least if you're going to kick it one-on-one, you've got to kick it to the advantage of your own team.
You're right. So now this time, Kelly got the handball back. Now a snap, another shot, a goal, but sitting in the hole. Mark is taken. Now Donahue ends up with the back pocket. So he's going to go long down the line. And the mark was nearly taken on that occasion by Bowden, the latest goal kick. He couldn't quite. Now the ball waiting at the end of the pack, couldn't quite. Somewhere under there, player gets tackled. Now we'll have a stoppage. So near true centre wing, far side of the ground. Need Wilson here to start having more of an impact in the ruck for Inverleigh. So on occasion he did win the tap out, got through the hands, then Jervis it was, handball back, Roman was involved. Now inside the 450, Hawker couldn't quite. On hands and knees, gets a handball out. Was that holding the ball? Umpire says play on. His man was right next to him. Now the ball spills out. He's found a free kick now, and it is holding the ball. And he lets him know about it as well. I think the ball might end up with Bowden.
I think it might. And we saw what he did with the last one.
So he's usually played back, or?
Yeah.
So to kick his second goal.
Well, what they've got to do is, if he's following his man up, they've got to be a bit careful here.
So from 45, kicking on 50, Ryan Bowden.
He's missed this one.
Just to the near side. So would have given Bannockburn a 4-goal lead there. 3-1-19 now. Inverleigh no score. We've gone 11 and a half minutes in this first quarter. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Violet short to the back pocket. Donahue with the ball. He goes back to Violet. They have maintained possession. May have to come to the dangerous side of the ground here. Donahue on the overlap. Takes the ball. He's got a player out the back now. They'll use him. And it's a nice looking kick. And it's in the hands of Mar. Mar's got a runner outside. And again, they move the ball through the half-back line. Kick was extremely wide there, probably too wide. Ball's gone out of bounds and on the full. That was Ethan Floyd, usually a good user of the ball, I believe. So it's going to be interesting. Henderson's going to be right here in front of us. So it's really come in the box then. Jack Henderson now, centre wing. Clubber him side of the ground here at Inverleigh. Looks to deliver the ball long into their forward line. Out the back, Mark not taken there. File strong position up front. Picked up out there. Floyd over the top. Goes back towards Donahue. Donahue now runs, carries, goes across the ball back towards the goal square. Billy McIntosh is there and he takes the mark. So now they've gone right back to the fence. Donahue around the back. Gets the overlap handball. Little chip up over the top. Good use again. Into the hands of, I reckon it'll be Finn O'Keefe out there on the far side. Or Bacon, I'm not too sure now. Ball goes quickly along the boundary line. Mark has also been taken, so they maintain possession. They've moved the ball outside 50. Wilson with it. Comes back inside. He had to be good and was. Mark comes across and takes the ball. So Bannockburn have been able to hold them up here. You're going to go back to where the ball once came from. So they're just maintaining possession. Dangerous when you have this many short kicks in a back line. There's always going to be one that's going to turn over. But Luke Wilson this time will kick the ball longer. That's what they've done now and gone back towards centre wing. Up there. Oh, that was a good mark. And it's been taken. It's going to be Jervis, I think it was. Goes back into the middle of the ground. Has his teammate there in Henderson. The overlap run comes through Jervis once again. Long back into their forward line. That wasn't well directed. Luke Wilson comes across. He takes the mark. Plays up. Goes straight up the middle of the ground. Again, kick. Didn't hit Plant on the chest. Made him work for it. Got the handball away only as far as Broman. Back to Henderson once again. Third time back into the forward line. Kick again. Not hitting the target. Picked up out there. That was my bar once again. He gone backwards and by a fair way. Ball running towards the boundary line. And that will be where it will end up over the boundary line for a throw-in. 13.5 minutes gone, almost 14 minutes gone. Bannockburn 3-1. Inverleigh yet to score.
That's Danmar, isn't it, from Belfast?
Yeah.
I tell you, I noticed Bowie Collins. Gee, he's beefed up. He looks as strong as a bull, doesn't he?
Yep.
So, ball back in play now. 40 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. Winning the ball out with Kelly. Tries to get it to his teammate in the pocket. He keeps the ball in now. An opportunity for Inverleigh. They're going to exit defensive 50 now. Plant involved. That's a better kick from him. Although the mark was dropped. Oh, no, it's going to be paid.
Arm chop.
So, Snesfeld, it
Tough
is.
being the defender.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
He has the ball on the half-back flank. Here's a look. Couple of players on it roll. One of them's Reed. He might fly over the back. No, it's not a great kick. And so he turned over. So Maybaum has the ball now. Short chip kick. Oh, no, the player over. He's still taking the mark. Umpire said not 15. Trouble now for Bannockburn. They're going to go and mop up here. Salah trying to gather the ball. Now they might figure something out. Maybaum now. He's going to send them inside the forward 50s. Hawker there. He's not. It's good mark. Taken over the top by Filet. He started the game well. So now he's going to move the ball quickly. It's still not a great kick. There's about 3 Bannockburn players out there. The mark is taken by Clifton. So Clifton goes back to Maybaum. There we go. Back now. So they're just going to take the sting out of this one for the time being. It's good work with Salah before to fall over and still get the ball. So into the middle of the ground. The dangerous kick, and it's a good one. Finds Donovan Gin. It is now. That could be front on contact. Umpire says play on. Just in front of us. Centre wing broadcast. Side of the ground. Now Donahue has the ball. He's going to run the ball inside forward 50 for Inverleigh. Takes a couple of bounces inside the forward 50 now, and it's a poor kick.
You don't see that often.
So that was marked in defence by Bowden. He's going to go wider now. And then it's going to end up with Kelly. To be fair to Donahue, the forward wasn't leading at him. He was trying to run back towards goal.
Well, he's brilliant with the footy. He should have hit a target that time.
There you go, back in. Fine, Hawker. He ran into the pack, got through the hands of Broman as well. Now it's an Aaron handball opportunity for Bannockburn if they can gather it. Coming through with good pace on that occasion. Couldn't quite get the ball now. Hawker, it's going to take the mark. He is. So it's an up and under kick. Defenders weren't ready for it. Henry Hawker read it best off the boot and takes the mark. And he'll have a shot at goal from no more than 35 metres outside angle to kick Bannockburn's 4. So 3-1-19 so far.
Around the corner, is he?
He is going to go around the corner. Looks like it's just to the far side. So a couple of opportunities go begging for Bannockburn. 3-2-20 now. To Inverleigh, no score. We have gone 17 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Well, as I said before, 3 straight and you're doing really well. But one more point and it's 3-3 and you're not doing so well. And there are probably a couple that you should have got.
So Donahue now doing the kicking and duties. So he's going to go defensive side of the ground. Takes advantage, runs his good 10, kicks outside, almost towards centre wing now. Mark up in front. Mark was not taken. Ball hits the ground. think it comes to the Inverleigh player to take possession of it, fed the ball out the back, so they maintain it. They kick the ball back towards centre wing, going across towards centre wing. The ball has gone out of bounds. It's on the full. No, it hasn't. It's landed just inside the field of play. So is that a free kick?
Umpires are conversing.
It's pretty obvious. No one touched it. It's a free kick. If it didn't, it's a throw-in. No, it's been touched by the looks of it.
I hate a rule that they have to stop and confer every time.
Yep.
You know, it's either play it or don't.
Yep. No. So it's Jervis now bringing the ball back inside. Marnie has taken the mark, so he's still on centre wing. Jervis round the back. This time he wants to go a little bit longer. Player coming out. That's a nice kick out in front. The player's up over the back. There's some footwork to be done here. Going back towards the ball. Conti couldn't get to it. He did get there. Kept the ball alive. That was nicely done. Ball has been taken over and rushed through for another minor score. And the player doing that was Billy McIntosh. So he's made some good ground back there. Donoghue again to do the kicking in duties. Stoney by himself in this pocket. I'm not too sure whether the Bucks are even going to look this side. He goes straight up the ground. A great kick. I thought it was, but he's turned it over straight away into the hand of Henderson.
It was a great
So
kick.
Jack,
Playing it back.
yeah, he's put it straight into his hands, and Jack Henderson now from 40 metres out directly in front can go back. And look at his first of the afternoon, the fourth for Bannockburn.
Gee, that was terrible.
Yeah, you don't see him miss too many of them, do you?
You've seen him miss 2 in 2 minutes.
So Jack Henderson stepping up to the plate here from directly in front, kicks that goal. Umpire moves across marginally, but not anywhere near far enough. That is a goal. They have their fourth. Bannockburn now to 4-3. They lead Inverleigh, who are yet to score. And we have gone just on 19 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, I think the coach would be sit back saying, well, when you're kicking against the wind, the other side are going to kick enough goals with it. So for God's sake, don't give them any. And they've just given them an absolute birthday. And I think Donoghue, I think he might have thought it was Jack Henderson's birthday instead of his dad, because he gave him the greatest birthday present of all time. That's what you got to stop coming out the back line. Go wide if you have to, and try and minimise the attack at the moment to the end of this quarter. Then have a crack at it yourself.
So umpire has ball in the middle now. Couldn't quite win that. It was now the ball in possession. Couldn't quite going back with a flight. Couldn't mark the ball. Didn't really play. Now he's wrapped up with Viney. Umpire says no prior opportunity.
Agree.
Warren so in the ruck for the time being for Inverleigh. Maybe he can start getting his dominance back as Gin, beautiful lead, gets the tap down. Now they're going to win another clearance. And no one tackled this way. Runs through to 45. Couldn't quite Hawker. As the ball gets over the back and goes through for a minor score. 4-4-28 now. So no score Inverleigh. Now Inverleigh in an exit defensive 50. It's a poor kick and it's going to go out of bounds. So it's going to come right back in, straight back in for Bannockburn. Some worrisome signs early for Inverleigh.
Boundary umpire trying to say it. He's landed, come inside the 50-metre arc, has it?
Well,
The throw in.
so it wasn't on the full.
No, I think because it was inside the arc, I don't think it's a free kick.
Right,
It's
so
outside the arc.
So you thought it was going to be a last touch?
Yeah.
Well, the umpire was circling,
Right.
doing his whipper snipper.
I thought it didn't matter regardless if it just went out of bounds from the kick out of fullback.
No, he said it. No, not anymore.
No, that's
no.
changed
Oh,
now.
okay, gotcha. Right, so the ball is back in now. Warren in the ruck for Inverleigh. Couldn't quite win it. Plant there as well. Trying to gather the ball now. Handball out. They might have an opportunity here. Bannockburn. Plant wraps the Bannockburn player up. You don't get out of too many Zach Plant tackles. So
Roman.
35 metres out. Ball up again now. Ball down from Warren. It gets over the top. We'll have another stoppage. 22 minutes gone in this first quarter. All the play going to Bannockburn so far. Connor Jervis started red hot as well. So ball back in now. Talking Jervis in the ruck for the time being. Then he lays a good tackle. Umpire says no prior opportunity. So Jervis is nominated for the ruck again. Do it all at the moment. Tries to jump up, wins the tap as well, gets over the top and then lays another tackle. So brilliant footy from Connor Jervis. Definitely made a point to prove today. So umpire, no more than 5 metres out now. Jervies couldn't win that tap now. It was Warren who won it out. Ball close to the boundary line. How's he going to see? He's going to pay deliberate. So insufficient attempt. The ball is going to end up in the hands of Ostamani, who started the game pretty well as well. He streamed out of the midfield earlier and had a flying shot at goal. He's going to go the conventional drop punt, it looks like, from tucked up in the boundary. It looks all right off the boots, just to the far side. So 4-5. 29 now, Bannockburn. They lead Inverleigh, no score. We've gone 23 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Bucks Entertainment.
What did you say before, Smithy, about it being tough for a defender?
Yeah, mate.
You got no way out, have you?
No.
Now, you know.
So Filer this time, he's going to do the duties. He's going to just take a little bit of the ground now. He kicks out towards centre wing, far side of the ground. Viney's going to be the target. Didn't get to him. Ball comes to ground. It's going to be picked up. Bannockburn tried to feed the ball through the contest. Tapped out the back there by was Reed. Ball now goes back in the middle of the ground. Muir gets it. He's tackled. Can't get rid of the ball. Or he's been tackled. Umpire said he's had prior opportunity there.
He did.
And the free kick will go to Clifton in the middle of the ground. So Clifton now, again, to be able to put Bannockburn back into their forward line. Looks for the options. Comes out wide. Hawker's in front. Oh, a little bit of a hands in there, but the umpire said that's okay. Picked up nicely out the back. Condy did that extremely well. McIntosh goes back to the goal square. O'Keefe, little chip outside, and the mark has been taken there by Haverfield. Haverfield now in their back pocket. And again, Bannockburn gets some numbers across, goes back towards centre wing. Donohue's the target, and he read that very nicely, kept eyes on the ball and took the mark. Goes back inside, good kick to Plant. And again, they maintain their possession, comes back outside, dangerous kick. Again, Pilot didn't quite finish the ball off, tapped it nicely back towards O'Keefe. Has a playing mate down the ground, uses Condy now. Condy, a little chip up over the top, didn't go to 10, into the hands of Lovell. The umpire did blow the whistle, goes towards Snezhkov now. Ball gets out the back of him. He needs to keep it inside the field of play. Unfortunately, it runs over the boundary line, and we will have a throw in. Going to need a bit of fresh water, I think, today. Grab that sun out there, quite warm.
Yeah. I see Michael Bordeval's played the second down doing the run.
Oh, he's a good man. Keep the fitness up. So the ball now thrown back in. Gin front position, taps it back towards the boundary line. And I think that's going to be touch. So that's just a throw in, is it? Okay. That's more of a deliberate act than most, isn't it, I think? He was trying to gain ground. I understand that, but it's very confusing. Confusing for an old fellow like me. Ball thrown back in again. And again, Wilson, the out the back, picked up Clifton off the ruck contest, goes back into their forward line. Hawker leads in the race to the ball. Ball goes over the back. Marr does nicely, tries to keep the ball alive. And again, it's tapped further afield. This time by Kelly, goes back into their forward line, but the numbers are there with Ethan Floyd and Inverleigh. So he brings the ball back towards centre wing. Harding leads towards the race of the ball. Avoids both players at it. Wilson, Gin, good strong contest there. Love emerges with it, got the handball outside.
Good start.
Back towards his teammate there, and Collins. Collins looks up, drives the ball towards centre half forward, come off the side of the boot, but that was okay.
Lucky
he has Peel. He's got a runner inside in Mays. Mays is out the back now. This could be dangerous. Has to pick the ball up. Does so. Runs to goal and finishes.
Loves them, Maisie.
Nathan Mays, his first of the afternoon. Inverleigh, a much-needed goal. They move to one straight goal. They trail Bannockburn on 4-5, and we have gone 26 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, Jared Love take a bow. That was all ready to be balled up. No one could get it out, and that was brilliant by Love. He got the ball out with strength, and away they went. A couple of nice kicks, and as I said, Maisie loves them out the back because he'll grab them every time, and that's really one they needed against the wind. They really needed that bad.
So all up now. Gin couldn't quite. Neither Ruckman really won it in the end. Harding with the tackle. Marnie involved there as well. We'll have another stoppage. Centre of the ground. So up again now. Gin wins that one out. Couldn't quite get the second tap at it. Ends up Gin there as well. Waves a good shepherd. Comes out. Roman there as well. He couldn't gather the ball. Now inside forward 50. Hawker's got some space and time on his opponent. Comes out to Jervies. Jervies handball to Harding. He couldn't quite. It was cut off. So opportunity for Inverleigh now. Has that come off the knee? They've appealing of it where it's come off Henry Walker. If it was his foot or it was above the knee, and it's going to be a ball in. So
The boundary umpire said off the knee, and I'll go along with that.
Good call from the boundary umpire on that occasion. Comes back in now. Gin trying to get the ball down as well. Roved out from Inverleigh now. Plant trying to go in and under. Couldn't quite. Over the top. Good tackle laid. It's going to be another stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position. We have gone 27 minutes in this first quarter. Bit of push and shove. Involved too was tackled on that occasion was Bowie Collins. So it's going to be Wilson and Gin. It will be the majority of the day in the ruck. Coming through Harding. Couldn't quite. He might have been hit off the ball. He was. The umpire seen it. So Harding, he'll take the free kick. It's a bit worse for wear after that. Should be all right. Has Mayball inside. He's going to go in the park. Couldn't quite find his teammate. It was Kelly. Now running through. Good opportunity. It might have been Viney. It was for Inverleigh. Opportunity. Sal's going to defend gallantly. Can he get the ball out of his teammate? And Perkins, he can. Perkins falls over. Now they've found a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Bannockburn.
I'm not sure I really would have let that go.
So Perkins finds his teammate in Marnie. Marnie, short kick. Has that gone the required 15? The umpire says it has. They're just in front of the Bannockburn interchange bench. They're going to go down the line. 1-on-1. Good mark taken. Now a handball through to Jervies. Jervies, he sends them inside forward. 50's a great kick, and it's good mark taken on the lead. How good was that from Connor Jervies? Kicked to the space. Made it very easy for Beardsall to run into, and he'll have a shot from no more than 15 metres out directly in front. So now Beardsall. Make it 4 and a bit goal margin. He's kicked the goal. No problems at all. 1 goal straight in the lead. 5-5-35. Now, Bannockburn, we have gone nearly 30 minutes on this first quarter Buckers Entertainment scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they tried the old open play in Inverleigh. I think at this point in time, they probably should have tightened up a little bit at 30 minutes mark. They didn't really want to give that last goal away. So now, at 30 minutes, if it goes for 1 or 2, they can't afford to give another goal away. Don't know if they can kick one, but they can't afford to give another one. They can't go in at 6-6 to one straight, can they? They can't afford to do.
What do you think the breeze is? How many goals?
Oh, it's probably a good 4 or 5 goal breeze out there.
Yeah, use it well. Use it well. It's definitely 4 and 5.
Yes, and Bannockburn have used it pretty well. And at this stage, they're probably marginally in front, but another one would probably put them a fair bit in front.
So back in the umpire, hands in the middle of the ground now, and it's thrown up against once again. Both ruckman at it. This time maybe Wilson out the back. Did nicely to Plant. Plant's kick was intercepted in the hands now of Mack of Bannockburn. Long kick going back forward. Hawker's up over the top. Didn't take the mark. Beardsall's got the ball. Goes outside. Wilson gives the ball back to Beardsall. Beardsall in some space. Handball back further afield into the hands of Clifton. Little chip into the forward line. Goes looking for Mayborn. A little bit too wide there. Players are still down there. Stoney's one. And the other one's Hawker, but they're slowly getting to their feet. Maybe Stoney a little bit worse for wear.
Stoney got hit really hard.
Yeah, so the ball now goes towards centre wing. Muir has the ball now, so he's got the ball. He decides to go quickly along the boundary line. Mays out in front of Sellers and takes the mark. So Mays now decides to go further afield. Kick wasn't great. Ball didn't hit the target. Picked up there by Perkins. He's tackled by Bacon. He needs to get rid of it. Umpire said, did he have prime opportunity? No, he didn't. And he is going to take the ball back where they throw in to take place just in between centre wing and half forward. Inverleigh's attacking end. Again, both ruckmen still going at it. These blokes are going to need a spell before the end of the game. As the siren sounds,
we get one
the first quarter here at Inverleigh, which will see Bannockburn going at 5-5. Inverleigh, that one solitary goal. For Inverleigh, Nathan Mays is their solitary goal kickers. Individuals for Bannockburn: Henderson, Ryan Bowden, Hawker, Beardsall, and Wilson Mack. Take a short break, come back. You're listening to Volleyball 0.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, welcome back at quarter time here. It is Bannockburn 5-5 in that first quarter. They are kicking with the 8 of a breeze. We think somewhere between the 8 of, or the assistance of 4 or 5 goals. So it'll be interesting just to see how things pans out here during this next quarter. But some Inverleigh with some work to do. They have that solitary goal. And they, as I said, will need to get some midfield dominance, I think, because at this stage, Reece Ginn has done everything he could be asked of him in that middle of the ground club.
He has. He's probably beaten the taller Wilson in that quarter. But as we said earlier, when you're smaller, you've got to keep jumping and jumping. Can he jump all day? That's probably the big thing we need to do. But look, at 3 straight, Bannockburn were really handling it perfectly. They finished up the quarter with 5-5, and I think they'd be a little bit disappointed in that. You know, if they had carried on 3 straight to 5 straight, and they've had 10 shots at goal. You know, 7-3, 8-2, and Inverleigh have got even more work to do than you said. But Inverleigh hung in there. They played some nice passengers to play. But now, as you said, they've got to get that ball out of the centre. The big fella Wilson has to take over. We need a little bit more out of Bowie Collins and some of those blokes who we know can play. I thought in that quarter, Bannockburn players are in abundance and the best. Bowden was good, Marnie, Jack Broman, Henry Hawker, he was dangerous, very dangerous. Jervis was good. Reece Ginn won, and I think Maybourne was okay. And Donahue, Love, Muir, and Filet down back. If it wasn't for Filet and Donahue down there, I reckon they would be 10 straight to 1 goal. So we can't really tell what's going on until half time after this quarter, and then we'll get a real good gauge on just what's going on. I think Inverleigh are already out there ready to go. And Ronnie Pilgrim's still talking to his players as they come out now, but Inverleigh really have to pick up. But I tell you, we've seen a lot of games, Smithy, where you get the wind and you just seem to play better for some reason. It's all in the head, isn't it?
It can be. I think it just takes a little bit of time to get yourself going. Some scores from around the other games. There's only a couple all going on at this stage. So,
yep. Anakie versus Geelong West 6-2. Anakie 38 to beat leading Geelong West 1-5-11. And the other game, North Geelong versus East Geelong 5-3-33. North Geelong leading East Geelong 2-3-15. Boston Riccardi has 2 goals.
There's not much in that then. If North had the win, look out. It could be a big game.
Yeah, as I said, we won't know much until we get to sort of half time, and then we'll sort of get a bit more of an indication of where those games lie at.
What are you, a parrot?
Yeah, no, I'm just going back to saying what you said, Glove. So I totally agree. As I said, it's pretty hard not to have a look at that sort of thing at this stage.
Ollie, want to play?
Yep. I'd go a nice hot dog now at the moment.
Why am I not surprised at that?
Yeah. We are still just waiting for, I think, some people to leave the field to play on the far side of the ground. Umpire's now got that under control. I think he must be happy, so the game should get underway very quickly. And umpire now holds ball off, siren has sounded, so we're about to get the second quarter here underway. Ruckman will go at it once again. Wilson there, Ginn also up over the top, brings the ball down to Mac. Mac up a step, goes hard and goes long into their forward line, goes towards Hawker. Well, he defended the space there pretty nicely there and has taken the mark on Marr. And he can go and start things off very nicely for Bannockburn here in the second quarter.
Gee, he looks a big find, this bloke. Where's he from?
Leopold.
Yeah, he's a big find. Don't worry about that. He's actually given Murray a bit of a hiding at the moment.
Got a bit of height on him too, and he's a pretty good jump by all reports. So he's going to have his work cut out, but he's got a opportunity here early in the second quarter to get things going for Bannockburn.
He's got a good jumper, right? He cleaned up a whole pack just towards the end of that quarter.
So coming in now directly in front of goal, 30 metres out. Kicks that goal and will drift off and through for a minor scores. Had a couple of chances there. 1 goal, 2 for the afternoon. 5-6 now Bannockburn. 1 straight goal to Inverleigh. Elvis Insurance, we have only gone 1 minute.
And a general sigh of relief just went around from the Inverleigh supporters. I think that would have been disastrous for them.
So from fullback now, they're going to go straight up the gut. Don't know if that's the right option. Ginn was there. Perkins was there as well. He dropped the mark. Now he tries to take on the player. That should be holding the ball.
Oh, I don't know about Fryer. I'll go along with that.
Jared Love it was who laid the tackle. So now all up in the centre of the ground. So Ginn, Wilson won that tap coming through and couldn't quite cover the ball was Love. Now the ball ends up on the far side. Opportunity here. They're going to go inside from Bowie Collins inside. Forward 50 here in Inverleigh. Ball hits the deck. Opportunity off the ground. The miracle goal couldn't be kicked from Nathan Mays. So just a minor score. 1-1-7 now Inverleigh trailing Bannockburn 5-6-36. 2 minutes gone That was insurance second quarter. Umpire says play on. Maybon has to give the handball out now. He does. Now the opportunity. The ball came out. Sells himself in a little bit of trouble inside forward 50 here, and the ball was kicked down the throat of Maybon. So he's going to switch the ball now. Not his best kick. Could it be turned over? It was Snezkov. He kept the ball in, though. Still an opportunity.
Out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds.
The ball is out of bounds.
Maybe the second grab.
I think Mays ended up being a goal. So a bit of misfortune there for Inverleigh.
It was, but the goal umpire sizzled that really, really early. So the boundary umpire probably would have got it too, but the goal umpire really, really good work.
So ball in now, 20 metres out from the Inverleigh goal. We need to get this first of the second quarter. Swing some momentum back in their favour. Ball hits the deck now. Opportunity for Inverleigh. Bobbling around. They do win the ball now. Going to get a handball out and a shot at goal. Now that's a high tackle.
That's high.
Umpire was there. He hasn't paid. He's going to ping him for holding the ball. He must have thought he dropped his knees. It looked like he got taken around the neck. And Rob Maybon will take the ball now. He's going to kick out wide. They're going to exit defensive 50. A little chip kick over the top to Connor Jervis. He was everywhere in that first quarter. He's going to handball along. Ball ended up with Bowden. Now they're going to keep handballing out. Sell his teammate to a little bit of trouble. Did Bowden. Now they're going to appeal for last touch. And it is going to be last touch. So Inverleigh, true centre wing, far side of the ground. Have an opportunity here. Leading out the ball carrier was Bacon. Ball, couldn't get to, it was Donahue who dropped the ball. Now handball out. Maybon, he's had a few touches in the last couple of minutes. Up and under kick. Oh, it was a late hit from Gin. How's the umpire going to see that? Going to say it was in the contest.
Yeah, I think it was. Was that high, that other one, Smithy?
Oh, I reckon he just got him.
Remember one thing.
It could have gone either way.
Inside the forward 50 now. Ball hits the deck. Goes out to O'Keefe, and he gave the ball. He can't quite. And
he paid deliberate.
He's paid deliberate. So 50 metres out from the Inverleigh goal now.
I'll nearly go along with that. He just kicked it straight out. I'll nearly go along with that. But just remember that high one. Remember one thing, Smithy. It was amazing.
Yeah.
He been known to stooge people. He didn't win that time.
So 50 metres out. Flying shot at goal. Not too bad, though. It's going to get to the tip of the goal square. Goes over the top. I don't think anyone touched it.
Yes, they did.
They did?
Yep.
So touch
about
ball
4 of them.
139 to 5-6-36. We've got 5 minutes this second quarter. Brought to you by Wilders Insurance.
So now the ball's being brought back into the field of play and it kicks out long. Goes back towards centre wing. Again, the contest out there. Ball comes from the contest. It's going to end up in the hands there of Wilson of Bannockburn. He's got Pratalia out the back door now. Kicks long, goes back into the forward line. Pilot read that nicely. And not enough depth on the kick there. So Jack Pilot will send things back for Inverleigh. He's got a player out wide. Condi's going to be the player there. And he's in some space. We'll take the mark. On centre wing. Goes long and down the ground. Again, good lead up. Mark not taken there. Perkins intercepts the ball. Handballs back inside. Salad goes back towards Perkins. Handballs back inside to Wilson now. Wilson with some time and some space. Looks up. Goes longer. That's a better kick outside to Kelly. Kelly couldn't take the mark. Has the ball in front of him though. A little bit of time again. Some space. Kick again was poor coming into the forward line. Got through the contest. Picked up by Mark.
Now the ball is kicked out. Quiet ball. The player was taken without it. How's the umpire going to see this? He's going to bring out the lasso. So
should have gone the other one.
So it should.
Gee, I didn't think he had the footy then. I thought he was just dragged off it.
I thought so as well. It looked like the lasso came out, but now the umpires are conversing again.
See, it don't want to converse.
No, it's not.
Chuck the bloody rule out.
We've had too much.
Leave it in the AFL. Leave it in the AFL. Don't worry about it here.
Exactly right. So ball ends up in the hands of the Inverleigh defender. Half back flank. He's going to go in. Board gets over the head of Wilson. Now the ball in the middle of the ground. Opportunity. They can gather it. Oh, that was beautifully done for Bannockburn. They're going to send the ball inside the forward 50. Got rid of his player on that occasion. It was Beardsall. And now the ball ping-ponging around. Good tackle from Beardsall. Another stoppage 40 metres out from their goal.
Sorry. A ball in the forward line and it's going to be thrown up. And it's taken out. Ball is going to be handballed back inside. Again, it's still in the contest there. Broman picks the ball up. He was tackled straight away. Trying to get out the back door. That was Viney. Didn't much succeed. Ball picked up and kicked forward. Filer had a good piece of that. Thought it would have been paid the mark. Or the infringement for the chopping of the arms. But Jack Bott steady in defence once again. So he's got the option to deliver the ball out long if he's wanting to. There's not too much movement further down the field.
He's got no one long, Smithy. No one at all.
Donahue looks like he's the only one that's making ground now, and he goes to that far side of the ground. Perkins is in front, doesn't take the mark. Ball gets at the back. Donahue had it, couldn't pick the ball up. Handball goes back, missed the target there. That was Edwards. Now back into the hands of Donahue. Good strong tackle. Again, ball in dispute, so it needs to be won from that contest. Players converge on each other, and the umpire will have no other choice but to get it back to himself on centre wing far side. Again, the ball is thrown in the air. Ball comes out in that contest, picked up out there by Broman. He was tackled, brought to ground. Ball's kicked through the contest, out the back. That was nice, into the hands there. And it's going to end up with David Peel just inside or just short of the half-forward line. Decides to play on now. And 50 metres because the player has run by. And this will take David Peel right to the top of the goal square and give Inverleigh a much-needed goal.
So that wasn't the stand rule. Someone ran into the protected zone, did they?
Yep, ran past him.
Yeah, because look, it was very, very tight because he'd called play on. So he must have run into it before they called play on.
Yep.
Because once they call play on, you can come from anywhere, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So David Peel, as I said, from in the goal square, goes back and kicks truly, and they have their second. David Peel is first. So Inverleigh now to 2-3, and Bannockburn on 5-6. We have gone 8.5 minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Well, I think it's like I said in the first quarter. When another side's got the wind and they're going to kick some goals, you don't actually want to give them a present. And to run into the protected zone, look, I know it's not a new thing, really. It's been around a couple of years, and it's all involved in discipline. You've got to know what you're doing and use your discipline not to do that. And that's a bad one from that boy, and it's going to cost them a goal. And hopefully, for them, not start a run on, because he really shouldn't run into that spot. We all know it now.
So, ball up now. Gin wins that down. Got it to his teammate Henderson. Henderson tried to get the ball out, couldn't quite now. Inverleigh tackled in the middle of the ground. We'll have another stoppage in the centre circle. So 10 minutes gone in this one so far. Wilson gets the ball down. It was a good tap on that occasion. Found his teammate. It was Love. Now they go inside the forward 50. Couldn't quite grab it. Was the Bannockburn defender in Edwards. The ball spurts out now. That might have been a throw. Got out to Perkins. Now Marnie has the ball. True centre wing. Good hands over the top. Finds Harding. Harding kicked the path of his forward. Well, then he runs into him. Made it difficult. Now Inverleigh might rebound it with beautiful hands. They come out in a short kick. That's not 15. Bowie Collins handball over the top now. Here's an opportunity for Inverleigh inside the forward 50. It's an all right kick, but well cut off from Rob Mabel. He read it well off the boot.
Not a great kick, Condi.
Played on now. He's got to be a good kick. The last line of defence, and it is. He finds his teammate in Edwards. Edwards short now. He finds Bowden. Bowden now to
Bowden.
Salah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Salah.
So Salah has the ball. He doesn't have too many options. He might go for the switch again, run himself into some trouble. He does. Dangerous kick. Perkins had to go back with the flight. He looks in trouble as Inverleigh keep going inside the forward 50 and Maybaum takes a mark, but Perkins does look in a little bit of strife. They're going to keep going here, Bannockburn. Opportunity for them now, just in front of us. The kick was made. Nearly ran down from behind. Was gathered now from Haverfield. He's going to go further afield. True centre wing now. Inverleigh got to be clean here. Viney maybe, although he loses the ball. So Viney's going to get it back, trying to get it to Haverfield. He couldn't quite. Could have been a trip. Ball ends up with Kyondi. No one can take clean possession here. Very scrappy football at the moment. Now the kick back and the mark taken. On this occasion, it is McIntosh.
Oh, Billy!
Over. Henry Hawker now kick into the path of his teammate. It was Broman. He gets the ball inside the forward 50. The mark is taken. So, a comedy of errors has been as Perkins comes off. He looks worse for wear from that contest. So, an opportunity now for Bannockburn. Answer back to that first goal that they kicked in the league. Looks pretty good. Off the boot. The goal is kicked. It is. Looks like it could have been Beardsall. You see over there, far side, Smithy? It was Beardsall. So he kicks the goal, extends this lead for Bannockburn. We have gone just over 12 minutes in this second quarter. The score is 2-2-14 in the lead. They are trailing Bannockburn 6-6-42. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Sure. We spoke about presents. That's a birthday present, cricket, Christmas, Easter, anything you want. That was a terrible kick by Billy. And he's played so well too. But, one of those things, he's got to put his head down, his bum up and get back into it and try and get one back for him. But, gee, that was a shocker kick. Made it real easy. And Broman, he's not going to miss a target from there, is he?
No. So back in the middle we go once again. Ball thrown in the air. Ruckman go at it this time. It's going to be one down. Warren's now doing some ruck work. It's kicked off the ground, goes to the half-back line. Clifton came out, couldn't pick the ball up. Done nicely. Peeled, just kept the ball alive. Outside the contest, went to Bacon. Bacon inside. End up in the hands of Bowie Collins, and he kicks long into the... Going to say Bowie Mac then.
Hello.
Yeah, ball comes back, goes towards Sellers on the boundary line. Mays in hot pursuit. Sellers did that nicely on the right boot. Chips around the boundary line. Jervis makes good possession into the hands now of his teammate. I think that might have been... I can't tell you who it was now, but the ball's gone outside the Ryan Bowden. He's playing further up the ground, as we said. He's missed the tackle. Ball going to turn around and go back now. And Mays takes the mark inside, just outside there, forward 50. So he's got options back in the middle of the ground, decides to go longer. Out the back, Bacon fly! Up, but he couldn't finish it off. Cummins down, picked up there by Dixon. Kicks back towards goal. It's going to float across and through for a minor score. So one behind there, 2-3 or 2-4, 2-3 now, I think. To Inverleigh, 6-6 to Bannockburn. Ball brought in quickly into the back pocket. Mark has been taken out there, and they will take some time off the clock, I would think.
Missed out on a bit of meat there. Yum, 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 and big man fly.
Long kick now. Another opportunity for a big fly. It was a little bit early from Brody Harding. He couldn't go for the ball. Now Jerby's gone a little bit quiet this quarter. Gets the handball over the top. On Perkins. I think it was. Now the up and under kick. It's going to work out for Bannockburn. So they've got the ball, true centre wing, little chip kick over the top, find his teammate. They do. It's Harding again. It's worked hard now. Now the kick down the line. Hawker, good pair of hands. He takes the mark. And good luck trying to stop him when he has a good leap at the ball. Hands out in front.
I'm starting to like this kid. He started off, he looked like he could play. Didn't play a great game first up.
So I was going to say, he's only played a handful of games in the last 4 years. He played 3 games for Robe in 23, 0 games in 24, and only 5 games last year. So that could be because of injury. Well, he gets a good run at it.
He didn't play the greatest game, but he looked like this bloke can play. Then last week he was really good, and today he started off fantastically.
Henry Hawker, just on 50.
But he's got to kick straight.
Against the boundary. Looks okay off the boot, a little bit wide. Opportunity still for Bannockburn. They're going to keep the ball in. Maybe a snap from the boundary. Goes to the tip of the goal square. A couple of players both went for it for Inverleigh. They didn't use their voice now. They've got to defend gallantly here. Ball ping-ponging around. Now's an opportunity coming through. It might end up with Jervis from 50. Not his best kick. Ends up with a behind. So 2-3-15, 6-7, 43. Gone 15 and a half minutes. His second quarter brought you by Elders Insurance.
Bit of a lesson there. The ball's in the air and Filet's near there. Let him go for it.
Yep, Filet drives the ball straight down the middle. That's landed in the middle of the ground, but the mark has been taken out there by Bowden, so the ball is going to come back as quickly as it went out. Short was Hawker, but he decided to go the longer option. Goes towards his teammate. Mark not taken. Stoney's back on the ground, did well. Picked up by Mack round the body. Goes back. He's got a player beast by himself. And unfortunately, probably didn't see him when he kicked the ball there. Bailey Kelly, it was, had made himself available. Ball hits the behind post, and we will have a throw in.
Geez, they've had their chance to be 6 or 7 up, haven't they?
Yep. So ball thrown back in now. Umpire out the back. Ruck contest. Yeah, Hawker coming over the top. He's not supposed to touch the ball before the ruckman do.
He didn't nominate.
No. Ball goes sideways now, and that was from Warren. Goes outside, so he's done that okay and found Filet. Filet's going to be called to play on now on the left boot. Little chip kick around the boundary line. Wasn't great, so they've got some options out there, and it has to be won by Mays. Did that nicely for his teammate. Pass the ball, goes towards O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes back by hand into the hands now of Stoney, and Stoney long back into the half-forward line. Not too many players running after the ball now. The Snezcop decides to go after it. It goes towards the boundary line. Oh, that was kicked out of bounds in the full, I reckon. I thought it hit his foot. Another game, another discussion, Grub.
Yeah, well, but this ain't the other rule, though. This is basically, did it hit him on the foot or not?
Yeah, I think he did. He
The
kicked it out of bounds
Bannockburn
on the
player is saying, yes, it did, but the boundary umpire said, no, it didn't.
That's exactly what's
Dale
happened.
Smith said it did, and I've got no idea.
I thought they were appealing for deliberate.
No, I'm pretty sure he reckoned it was out in the pool. And so did Smithy for me.
Yeah, so the ball's thrown back in now. Ruck contest. Dixon takes it out of the ruck, but only as far as Jervis. Jervis goes back towards centre wing. Ball gets through the contest. Hawker's out there. He's got numbers against him. Picked up McIntosh back into their half-forward line. Nicely read there. Mason Dixon slides in and takes the mark. Now he's with a chance from, I reckon, from out there. And he looks like he's going to take his time and go back. So Mason Dixon with an opportunity here for Inverleigh.
Well, he's one of the boys at quarter time that I missed, and I was going to say, if Inverleigh to get back in this game, he needs to come in and kick some goals. So here's his chance.
So he's got the confidence he can get the distance, and I've got no doubt that will be the case. It's a long kick from out there on the boundary line, though. So he comes in now, taking plenty of time. He's going to kick from about 55, I would think. Well, you stepped right towards 50. I tell you what, he likes that off the boot. That is going to be as good a goal as you'll see. That is a nice kick there from Mason Dixon, and he gets his first of the afternoon. Inverleigh now their third. They move to 3-3. They trail Bannockburn on 6-7. We have ticked over 18 and a half minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Remember a couple of years ago when we first started watching this kid, and he took about 7 or 8 marks and kicked 1/6, and the following time he kicked 2-7. But I tell you what, he's obviously worked so hard on it. He can get it, he can mark it. And at first, when he came in, he had trouble with his kicking, and that was a beautiful goal from 50. He couldn't have done that 2 years ago. So they put the work into him. He's put the work in himself, and he's now reaping the rewards of being able to kick the ball beautifully.
So
sorry.
ball in middle now. Mayborn didn't even jump at the ball. He was happy just to rope it off Wilson. Might be a strategy they use. So who is their second? They're going to send Hawker in there, or do two value up forward?
Leaving forward.
So Mayborn in the ruck. He's going to contest this one.
Nah, you've got to put someone else.
Tries to. Ball skirts out now. Opportunity for Bath. He gathered the ball. He couldn't quite now push his opponent off it. Now they're Roman. He had the ball. They're going harder in Inverleigh. They know that they've got a good opportunity here. Ball comes out. Couldn't quite get it. It was okay. This ball ends up. No, there's a bit of free kick pin. So far side of the ground. True centre wing.
It's been O'Keefe.
Is O'Keefe. So he's got Dixon coming at him. He's going to go in that direction, although didn't quite find him now. They're going to go over the top. They've got players out here. Condi can take the mark. That was good fist coming over the top and good hands as well. Gin was involved. Right. Now Mayborn. He kicks it in past. Here's Hawker. So Hawker has the ball. Just in right directly in front of us in the broadcast position. Far up the ground, shows his work rate. He's going to go down the line. Mayborn's there. He can't fly, and the fist over the top. It was made by Ma. He probably could have marked it in the end. Sends the ball over the boundary line.
I'm going to for the one of the few times disagree with you, Smitty. I'm sorry. I think against the wind, they can afford Hawker in there for 5 or 6 minutes. I really do. With the wind, no. If he's going to come up the ground up this far when he's in the full on, I would.
So ball over the back now. Opportunity for Inverleigh. Kick towards it. Might go out of bounds. It does. So you can hear Jerby say, let it go out of bounds. Because it's going to end up the last touch rule. They're going to go quickly into the middle.
Gorman.
He's up with Gorman. So Gorman, wait and see his options. The pass, couldn't quite jump over the top. It was from Harding. Now an opportunity. Ball inside the forward 50. Here you go, Bannockburn over the top. And a great mark taken from Stoney. Good to see he's okay as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That big collision. He's going to go short inside the forward 50. Find his teammate in Love. Love over the top. This man's got some acreage. Might take a bounce. It was Haberfield. Goes over the top. Not too many options from centre wing. Go up and under kick. Bannockburn have the numbers. Good contest from Inverleigh that brought the ball to ground. Dixon was there as well. We're going to have a stoppage 50 metres out from the Inverleigh goal. So 3-3-21. Clawing that margin back now. 6-7-43. Bannockburn now. Quick kick out. It's going to go over the boundary line. I think it will. Umpire might bring it back. So out of bounds on the full. So Bannockburn deep in their defence now. Gonna run, kick long, just down that line, over the top. It was from Stoney. He had the fist in. Bannockburn still going forward now. Even numbers further afield. Opportunity then gather the ball. Couldn't quite. It was a good contest there. They've seen a push. It's going to go the way of Bannockburn. Running back to goal. Talia might be there. He is. They get it in the path of him. They couldn't quite. They went shorter. It might have been Harding in the pocket. Couldn't quite get the ball to him. Marnie there as well. He's going to lay the tackle. The ball's going to be run over the goal line. So 3-3-21 to 6-8-44. We've gone 22 minutes in this second quarter. Brought to Wilders Insurance.
So the ball comes in quickly, finds McIntosh off the short kick. He steps back inside on his left foot now. Looks to drive the ball towards the half-forward line. Bath's out the back. It's got the spoil on at ground level. Mays went after it. Couldn't take clean possession. Bath goes back and recovers, picks the ball up, chips the ball across the ground and finds Broman in some space. So Broman's got options further afield. Uses Clifton outside him. Little chip kick up further. Beardsall comes up at him and takes the mark. So still defensive side. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Now delivers the ball in towards half forward. Goes looking for Mayborn. He's there. Also, Stoney does nicely. Gets the ball over the boundary line and we will have a throw in.
Billy McIntosh, where's he always play?
Usually he's been more of an on-baller. And
No, what team?
Billy.
Yeah.
Well, he played reserves a fair bit, but he's been here at Inverleigh now for 4 or 5 years.
So where did his dad play?
Russell here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here. I
Yeah.
thought they were one. For some reason, I thought the dad and the son were at different clubs.
No. Well, Billy did start at Bannockburn.
That's what I thought. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Ball now back towards centre wing. Spoil goes on, goes back into the middle of the ground. Condy was there. Harding was also there. Intercepted there by Donoghue. Got the handball away, put it to his teammate.
Gee,
Free kick's been given now. I'm not too sure what that was
I'll
for.
tell you what it was for. When the ball went on, they kept hold of him and didn't let him go. Too long.
So Harding now goes outside, has Clifton out in space on the far side of the ground, chips the ball over the top. Broman again in some space by himself, decides to play on and go longer, back into their forward line. Running players behind, ball not marked there, comes down the front of the contest. McIntosh is there. He's tackled, no prior opportunity there. Umpire will come in and ball it up.
Tell you what I did like in that last time they went forward, a good old-fashioned hip and shoulder. You see that?
Big on small, that one, wasn't it? Jack Violet and Rory Hardy.
Well, doesn't matter if you're in the way. You're in the way.
Ball again thrown up in that position, 40 metres out from goal. Picked up, I think that was Collins, or no, it was Donoghue, had a bit of a fresh area. Love, hands and knees, got the handball out to Donoghue. His kick went as high as it went long this time, Grub. Goes towards centre wing again, numbers out the back. Clifton decides not to take it, gains up in the hands of McIntosh once again, goes to Donoghue, looks up, has a player leading at him. That's a nice kick, and why wouldn't you want to lead something like that? And Dixon comes out and takes the mark.
And there is no way to stop that. No way in this wide world.
And I don't know where anybody is even looking at leading here, because if he did what he did last time from a more difficult angle, I would think that this is just going to go through.
Further out as well, so it should be no worries of the distance.
The distance will be an ease with that breeze. An ease with.
Oh,
geez, I'm getting good, aren't I?
Oh, William Wordsworth.
Yeah, no.
The poet.
So he's got a big run up though. Mason Dixon taking his time. His approach here, as I said, will kick from probably inside the 50-metre line this time. Kicks that goal. And again, he likes it straight off the boot. That is another nice kick. So Mason Dixon got his second. And the fourth for Inverleigh. They're 4-3. Bannockburn 6-8. We have gone 25.5 in this Elders Insurance second quarter.
Some people say it's a little bit selfish, but when you're down there like Mason Dixon is, he's the bloke that's got to kick you the goals. So when he took that mark, a couple of little leads, no great ones, and he's just turned around and said, don't worry about it, fellas. I'm having another shot. I kicked the one before, and I'm going to kick this one. And he did, straight through the middle, and he needs to keep doing that to get Inverleigh back in the game, because I still feel they need to be a goal or so closer at halftime.
Umpire has ball in hand now. Wouldn't want to give up another one. You're right, Crub. So Wilson got the ball out to Plant. Plant got the ball into the path. It's Alia coming through. Broman there as well, and also is Bo Collins. He got rid of one and got the handball out, although it was dropped from Love. Ball still in near the team's hands, and we're going to have another stoppage in the middle of the ground.
See, that was good umpiring too. I felt Bowie Collins got one high, but he actually ducked his head. And the umpire saw that and said, no, play on. Good umpiring.
So Gin versus Wilson. Gin won the ball out, and the umpire blew his whistle, but then there's a play on.
Oh, come on, mate.
Come on, mate. Officiating umpires found a free kick from 100 metres away.
No, I don't. That's not right.
Oh, no, then he's turned it over. So Mayborn, there's an injury in the middle of the ground as well. Now the ball is turned over again. So in the path of Donahue. Donahue can take the mark again. He's 50 metres out now. He's going to go back out the shot himself. He's going to go short, it seems. Now he runs a bit of an arc. Has a ping from 50 and finds a teammate just on the last line. It was dropped from Reed.
Well, judging by the umpire, he may well have been over because he went for the signal early.
And it looks like Zach Plan as well has injured himself. But he was the player who went down in the middle of the ground. So hopefully he's okay because he comes from the ground. So quickly now, they're going to go out wide. Bannockburn kicking out from the behind and ends up with Perkins. So Perkins now has the ball in hand. A bit of an up and under kick. And someone get under that? Hawker's there. He'll have a crack at it. He couldn't quite take the mark. But Talia gets the ball forward now, although it's all Inverleigh. The handball is out from McIntosh, and then it's going to end up with Viney. Finds a teammate, comes off the chest of his teammate. It was Reed, and then inside forward 50 now. Opportunity for Inverleigh. They need to kick a goal here. Bart has the ball. He might see the ball over the boundary line. He kept it in. That was pretty smart from him. Wilson was involved. And now an opportunity for Inverleigh. They've got to take a mark here. And no, it's an Aaron kick. Talia comes in and takes the mark. So can't be long to go. 28 minutes gone in this second quarter.
I think that was O'Keefe who had both those opportunities, wasn't it?
Yep.
So just poor execution. So last line of defence here. Is this a better kick? It's not.
Have another shot, Finn.
So Finn O'Keefe, that's a better kick. Finds a teammate inside. So third time's a charm, as they say, Grub. And it ends up with Jared Love, who's going to have a shot probably with not long to go in this second quarter to reduce this margin from 45 metres out. Not too much angle about it.
Very, very, very important kick for goal is for Lovey.
So 4-3-27 to 6-8-44. Kicks this goal. It'll be an 11-point margin. Going close to half time. He comes in now. Now he plays on to get the extra distance. It looks pretty good. He's taking a goal. I love that, Rob. 4-3-27. Now.
5-4. 5-4 to Inverleigh and 6 goals, 8 Bannockburn. Elders Insurance second quarter. We've gone just on 29 and a half.
Well, I tell you what, he had one shot at it. Then he had two shots at it. And third, he said, bugger it. I'm going to give it to a bloke who'll kick the goal. And Jared Love didn't let him down. And that puts the Hawks right back in the game. I didn't like them to be 2, 3 or 4 down, but I tell you what, they're right on the heels of Bannockburn now, and only because we want a great second half. And I reckon they're close enough now, hopefully, to make it a great second half.
Yep. So back with the middle now, and Gin going back in there. Wilson also in there doing the ruck work. Gin up at this time. Wilson nicely
Great
down, straight in the hands, ends up with Bowie Collins. Collins goes quickly into their half forward line. Mays leads in the race for the ball, taps it over the top. Bacon runs onto it, looks at goal, and he's missed. He has missed. And that will make them a 5-5 Inverleigh. Trailing Bannockburn on 6 goals, 8. Ball comes in quickly to the back line. It's been touched, I reckon, just before it went over the boundary. And Ray Mayborn will give it back to the boundary umpire. Time sticking down here in this second quarter. Inverleigh with maybe one late chance here from that ruck contest. Wilson and also Gin. Wilson out the back, nicely coming through. Reed couldn't pick the ball up there. Perkins is over the top of it. As the siren will sound to end the second quarter or the first half here. And we'll see Inverleigh going at 5-5. They trail Bannockburn on 6 goals, 8. Goal kickers, Mason Dixon with 2 in that quarter, 1 to Mays, Love and Peel. And for Bannockburn, 2 to Beardsall, 1 to Henderson, Bowden, Hawker and Mack. Take a short break, come back. Go through everything that's happening around the league today. You're listening to 94.7 Your Pulse, your home for local football.
85. Gives it a big roost. Couldn't quite be flying. Take it in.
Well,
Full house.
dare I say it, the little men fly.
Welcome back, and at half time here, it is Inverleigh going out at 5-5. They trail Bannockburn on 6-8, so they got a little bit closer than maybe they sort of got, or I thought we may have got to, but they've done nicely now and given themselves a real opportunity, but they need to play a big third quarter. So around the ground, as I said, only a couple of other games going on at this stage, and I looked before, and it's Anakie. They are 11-5-71, leading Geelong West 2-9-21. And a close one out at North Geelong. It's half time there. It's 7-4-46 to North Geelong. East Geelong are 6-7. We know the score here. I think Belmont, Lions and Thomson, they must be just about ready to go, I reckon, around this time. They're starting. Werribee and the Belfast still later on this evening, along with Winchelsea and Corio. But the game here, pretty much evenly poised again now, Grub. The wind will play a little bit of an important role again here for Bannockburn in the third, but they need to make the most of it.
Well, both teams do, but one side has to kick goals, the other side's got to stop them and try and kick a couple themselves. But it took for most of the duration of the quarter. At one stage, it looked like they were going to go in 3 or 4 down, and you really can't afford to do that when the wind's blowing and the other side's got the wind in the third quarter. But they kept fighting. They got a couple of nice goals. Big Mason Dixon kicked a couple from a long way out and put them right back in the game. And this is probably the closest they've been all day, and it's probably they had to get this close to give themselves a chance. But they must play a good third quarter, or both sides must play a good third quarter. Obviously, Inverleigh to keep them down, and Bannockburn to try and win the game in this quarter by kicking 4 or 5 if they can.
The umpire has ball in hand now and is about to start the third quarter here this afternoon.
And thank you very much to the Inverleigh Football Netball Club. A wonderful, wonderful afternoon to you.
I was late. It was that good.
Didn't you come back with a plate? What's going on?
I come back with a couple of hedgehogs and that.
Oh, the hedgehog.
Yeah, but unfortunately for you, they're gone.
Okay. Umpire just waiting for a couple more to clear the area on the far side. One bloke's having trouble getting over the fence like probably I would at this stage of the day.
Well, you had a few cans by the looks of it.
Umpire's now happy with things, puts the ball in the air, and we will have some action very shortly. Wilson and Gin in the ruck, and the ball is thrown in the air. Up they go. Both comes down. Collins the first to put his hands on it. Into the hands of Donahue. Forces his way through the contest. Outside to Floyd. His kick not good off the boot. Goes towards Clifton, but coming through was Sellers. He attacked the ball nicely. Still going after it. Glove comes in, takes it out of his hands. Goes outside. I think it might have been Conti that had it, and he was then held. Ball goes out the back and ends up with Donahue once again. Puts the boot, the ball, and goes quickly into their forward line. Dixon, up there, but he couldn't hang on to it. Mays takes it. Knocked over nearly by his old man.
His own teammate there. Got a free kick.
I don't agree with that one either.
Well, I didn't see it. I'm not commenting on it. I didn't see it.
Was it a trip?
Nah, don't think so.
Well, Mays, done something in there to win it. He's good at that.
So Nathan Mays has one for the afternoon. Can bring his second from about 30 metres out. Kicks on the way. Gives a wobbler off the boot. Not good contact there, and that is through for a minor score. So Inverleigh now to 5-6. Bannockburn on 6-8. 1 minute gone, and a P&R third quarter.
And ironically, the side against them in last quarter and this quarter had easy shots for goal first up.
Start off, yes. So it's going to be brought back in there from Bannockburn, the far end of the ground. As I said, this is Gorman. Gorman goes out long towards centre wing. That's a nice kick out there. Mark was taken out there, and that was done nicely by Viney. So he will bring the ball back into the middle. That's where he's looking. Kick has to be good and was. Has his teammate there in Warren. So he's just defensive side of centre. Got Stoney outside if he wants to go there. And again, now called to play on now by the umpire. So he does go out to Stoney. He's out there by himself. Stoney moves the ball along the boundary line. Peel comes up at it. And again, maybe just attacking side of centre wing now. Another chip forward. Dixon comes up, long way from home. But they maintain possession in the lead. They're just working it forward. Good to see the big heap run past at half time there, Grub.
Great to see.
Ball
Great
goes
champions.
into the forward line, and that's a good interception mark there from Connor Jervey. So Bannockburn can turn things around here. He's not too sure where he wants to go to. Sees an option now and goes out wide. And that's Kelly. He's a long way up the ground from where he started the game. He goes out wide. He's got some options. Ball now in the hands of Mack. Handball's up over the top. Clifton it is with ball in hand now. Usually a good user of the football. He goes long into the forward line. Hawk is going to be setting a target. Ball comes to ground. Runners at the contest. It's Beardsall. Oh, nice work there from Inverleigh. I can't tell who was over the top of it. But the umpire said...
Prior?
I think he has indicated that. I think he's given a free kick,
Yeah,
hasn't
it's
he?
holding the ball, but I don't know if the prior was there.
Suppose jumping on top of it.
There actually doesn't have to be any prior if you drag it in.
All right.
So maybe he's decided that he dragged it in. That means no matter what, you have to get it out.
So Alec Beardsall has two. Kicked them both in the second quarter, and now an opportunity here in the third to start off things for Bannockburn. Gives himself a little bit of leverage there, works out and kicks a goal. So he's got his third of the afternoon and the seventh now for Bannockburn. They're 7-8. They lead Inverleigh 5 goals, 6. 3 minutes gone. P&R Foods, third quarter.
It was a big pack for him there, and they all took him to the ground. I reckon he might have been a bit unlucky. I don't know whether he actually dragged it. I thought he got taken to ground with the ball and they all went on top of him. And then it's not a free kick. But I might have a little bit my way because I might have a look at the video, which the umpire doesn't have the luxury of. But I think he might have just been a bit unlucky.
I also like the fact that he was getting some advice from some Inverleigh fans over the fence, and he let them know about it when he kicked the goal as well.
Well, that's always happening when these two sides play. There's a big rivalry.
So we are back in the middle now. Gin got the ball down, beat Wilson on that occasion. Now the ball is wrapped up. Bo Collins has his position. So the ball again now in hand. Center of the ground. Well, Wilson does win that on that occasion. Now here's Collins. Can we send them inside forward 50 for Inverleigh? They can. But just running past it now. Now they're going to defend hard. Salah has the ball. Nearly smothered. Couldn't quite. Perkins couldn't cover the ball. It's 1v2. Condi's there for Inverleigh. Now the troops arrived. Over the top. Handball wiped out. And then back to Perkins. And he's taken over the boundary line. So we'll have a stoppage just in front of the Bannockburn interchange bench. About 80 metres out from the Inverleigh goal. So umpires just held up the play for a second to run some spectators to stay off the ground. And the younger spectators. In play now. Ball back in. Wilson read it best now. Over the top. Collins now couldn't quite. Handball, Love involved there as well. Now there's a big pack of form players, and we'll have another stoppage. 50 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. Inverleigh goal, I should say. Wilson back down now, wins his own ball. Now it's through. Donahue runs to 40. Is he going to kick the goal again?
I bet he is.
Bit of class from Donahue. Inverleigh clawing their way back in this contest. That's the goal they needed. We have gone just on 6 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Well, we saw Donahue, I reckon, get a million touches. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of them come off the half-back line, and some of them nice handballs. They're not always hard. And what we did see in that first quarter, unbelievably, he missed a couple of targets.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you get him there up forward line, streaming into goal. Put your glasses down, Smithy. Put it in the book because he ain't going to miss that. And that's a real handy goal to the Inverleigh Hawks.
Score is 6-6-42, 7-8-50. Bannockburn leading.
So ball back in the middle of the ground once again. The game, Wilson up over the top, goes towards Love, trying to kick it off the ground. Missed the contact there. Ends up in the hands of Donahue once again, going back into their forward line. Kick to the half forward line. Good spoil out there by Barth. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Picked up by Gorman, and he goes long back into Bannockburn's half forward line. But Ma from Inverleigh has read that nicely. Takes a good relieving mark. Got options across the ground. Stoney's made some space out here by himself. Hasn't even looked this way yet, so he goes straight down the line. Kick wasn't great, but it's going to work okay. Picked up by Condi. Handball goes back over the top. In the hands there of Floyd. Floyd on the right boot. Goes along the boundary line. Reads up. Spoiled from behind there by Perkins. Heads towards the boundary line. Is it over? If it's not now, it will be. And the umpire has indicated that with the throw-in to take place on the far side of the ground.
We've seen Donahue off the half-back flank, spare man defence, and we've seen him up forward, but I've got a funny feeling he's on the ball.
I think he's playing on the far wing now, because Fletcher Wilson lined up on him before, Grubb, I think.
I reckon he started in the middle, that one.
No, I reckon he came out the back off it. So the ball now thrown back in. Again, Ruckman go at it. Wilson down. Ball coming through. That was well taken, but was taken high. Free kick's going to go to Finn O'Keefe. So just defensive side of centre wing. Got some shorter options there. Again, there's no necessity to move the ball quickly if they want to. Goes inside to Bacon, has some space in front of him, goes longer. towards Dixon. He's in front, and that was a good, strong pair of hands there.
Yeah.
Positioned himself nicely.
And read it beautifully.
Yep. Mason Dixon can go back now and look at his third goal. From about 15 to 20 metres out, almost directly in front. And this will close things right up.
Yeah, we've been worrying a little bit about Inverleigh. You know, they've got to get this, they've got to get that. Well, I tell you what, now the pressure and the onus is back on Bannockburn to kick a couple and get a break.
So Mason Dixon starts his approach towards goal, as I said. Comes in and from 20 metres out, kicks that goal, stabs at it, but that will hold us line nicely. He has his third of the afternoon and the seventh now for Inverleigh. They move to 7-6. Bannockburn on 7-8. We have gone 8.5 minutes. Peanut Foods third quarter.
You've got to like this kid, don't you? Like, yes, one-on-ones and all that, but he moved into that because he read it beautifully in the air. And unfortunately, the block behind him, the defender in Mar, he couldn't bridge the gap. And it was a very, very good mark. And as I said before, these goals that he used to miss as a kid, he ain't missing them. He's kicking them, and it really to advantage of Inverleigh Hawks. This kid, I think he's going to be a real good player if he already is not.
So umpire has ball in hand now. It's up. Gin wins that tap, trying to get it to Broman. Can he get a handball out? He can. Opportunity for Jervis going side to forward 50. Where's Hawker? It's going to go over the back. It's near him. Bailey Kelly's going to pick up the ball if he can. He does. He's tackled straight away now. Quick snap out. Running towards goal. Gathered. Might have been Harding. He's slung. How's the umpire going to see that? He is going to pay the sling. So that looks like Brody Harding was slung right on the last line before it went over the goal line. It would have been a point. And he gathered the ball and then was slung back. So they all appealed for it. I think it was their grub.
I think it was holding the ball myself.
So is he going to go on the left or is he going to go the check side? Shaping up. Like he may go the check side here. So to get the momentum going back in the park. Oh, Bannockburn goes to check side. And slots it. I think we're going to wait.
No, he's missed it.
No, he's faded it behind. So he celebrated. The umpire wasn't fooled. 7:6:48 now to 7:10:52. We've gone 10 minutes on this third quarter scoreboard brought to you by Peanut Foods.
Gee, I tell you what, he really need to kick that. As I just said, Bannockburn have probably got the pressure on him back now with the win. They need to kick a couple. And that close in, he probably should have kicked it. Whatever happened, look, these days they reckon all these players can kick right and left foot. What's wrong with going back and moving around, slotting with the left?
Yeah.
You know, from about, 5 metres out, you're going to make the distance, aren't you?
Or you can go the drop punt as well, which is, you don't see.
Well, it's a bit harder in that pocket.
So Violet now got the ball in the full-back position, decides to play on, goes far side of the ground. Out the bear, the ball was not marked, comes to the front. Inverleigh with some numbers at the front of the contest. The ball goes over the top, picked up Collins, fed it further afield. Went towards McIntosh, but he handed the ball back, so they get the ball back into the half-forward line. Mays leads in the race for the ball, left it behind, picked up by O'Keefe. Handball's going in front of Condy. He just made some space for himself, then kicked the ball to the full forward position. There's a lot of confidence there in that. It should have been a spoil, but the mark has been taken out there by Gorman.
I know he marked it, but I think he possibly should have went the punch.
Yeah, it was a bit heartening out there, I think so. But anyway, Gorman now goes out wide. Mark has been taken out there, Maybaum. Got the handball outside, so they run the ball through the half-back line. This time it's Bowden. Looks to deliver the ball back over centre wing. He's got some good distance on there. Wilson's there. Also, Floyd. Ball runs over the boundary line. It's going to be a twirly-whirly, wibbly-pop, whatever you want to call it.
Just call it last touch. Maybe.
Yeah, last touch. That's it. Goes back inside. Jewel has put a bit of pressure on his teammate in Mar there. He upended his hawker, goes back outside. Kick off the boot was smothered. They go back after it once again. Comes inside. Inverleigh with some numbers around the contest. They might get themselves out of trouble, although Violet this time picks the ball up. He goes into the middle of the ground. The mark has been taken there by Violet. So Violet now decides to play on. He goes out quickly, out looking for Hawker, and he has taken the mark. He's outside 50. Is this the right side of the game? I'm not too sure.
I think it might have been Broman.
Yeah, it was Broman.
Because I think Violet plays for Inverleigh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You're only allowed to make one mistake, and you've just made it.
Thanks. So, ball now with Hawker. He got one early, but hasn't troubled the scoreboard since.
Yeah, he needs a couple. The way he's played this game, he needs to finish with 3 or 4 for mine.
This will take a very good kick from where he is. He's got every confidence in kick the distance, but he puts it towards the top of the goal square. Inverleigh just put hands up. Wilson sees it through for a minor score. So that takes him to 7-10 now, 7-6 to Inverleigh. And we have gone almost 13 minutes, P&R Foods third quarter.
Well, he kicked that up to the tall timber, Smithy, but unfortunately he's the tall timber up there. So they just didn't make a good enough contest of it.
So now Violet has the ball. Pull back for Inverleigh.
There's a smart aleck everywhere in there.
So down the line. Who's going to fly? Ravens there on the
That's a
score.
great
Coming
mark.
across. The great bar taken. So
That's
now
a chance for the
across.
Rattley's pie mark of the day, you know.
So down the line, we haven't seen too many other contenders. Just true centre wing here. Gather the ball, Modern Perkins and Mayborn. Now it's Broman. He's going to chip kick back inside. Ends up with Harding. Harding's going to go down that line. Look for Hawker. There's also another forward there. It's going to go over the top. Opportunity and get off the ground. He couldn't quite. Was it a back healer? No. Italy was
And that'll
down
be a
there.
blue healer.
He couldn't get boot to ball. So 7-6-48 now to 7-11-53. 14 minutes gone in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods. And once again,
Might have been unlucky. Violet, he might have got a free kick there.
down the line in the path of a teammate in
You
Warren.
can't do,
Back.
gee, you can't do that.
Gee, Reed went early, but anyway, they're going to keep going along with it here. It's Viney has the ball. He's going to handball over the top. Opportunity for Inverleigh. They're going to go inside the forward 50. It ends up with Floyd. Floyd into the pocket. Opportunity, no. Mark taken in defence. It was on that occasion. Vast it was. But now the ball kicked on the outer side. Then he switched the ball far side of the ground. End up with Marnie. Wasn't the best kick. Oh, the umpires paid it. I thought it might have bounced. What would I know? The umpire's in a better position than me. So just going to go the short chip kick. Not his best. Makes Mayborn work for it. He might go another short kick, and they're playing around with it here. Bannockburn, dangerous game to play. They're going to go back to the last line. The marker to be taken is by Bowden. Bowden the kick now. This could be the one. No, it's a good mark taken by Suller. He's going to run and kick into the middle of the ground. Gin drops the mark. Now they can go here in Inverleigh. It's Viney. He looks up. He's got a couple of options. He uses Peel. So Peel, he's full forward leaning at him. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. Lowered the eyes, didn't blaze away, and finds O'Keefe, who now has a shot from 45 metres out to take the lead for Inverleigh for the first time today. They were slow starters, but ever since after quarter time, Inverleigh have slowly been clawing their way back in this game. Take the lead back. O'Keefe. From 50, gives it a good ride. It's going to hold. It's wide. It is. Inverleigh have hit the front. 8-6, 54 to 7-11-53. We have gone 16 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
I just think they made a mistake there, Smithy. They had the ball in their possession on the defensive side of the ground. It was a 35-metre kick backwards, a couple little chips, and I thought they're going to get themselves in trouble here. And when the ball came out and they lost possession, all their forwards, all their backs are out of position.
Yep.
And Inverleigh had the run, and in the end, a little bit of a shepherd. I'll let that one go. I wouldn't have let that one go here because he actually took his eyes off the ball and bumped his opponent while the ball was still in midair. But that was a nice little shepherd and a lovely goal.
So work to be done now. So this time Gin up over the top. Ball comes through to Collins again. Got the handball outside to Wilson. Couldn't take it cleanly. Went back after it again. Only as far as Mayborn. Gets through the contest. Little kick forward. Went towards Harding. Handball comes out. Love nice at low ground level. Picked up by Floyd. Goes sideways. Donahue takes the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. So Donahue now with the ball. Got some short options if he wants one. Collins is one of those.
No,
Doesn't take the mark. Goes out towards Marnie. He picks the ball up. Love comes at him. He takes it and he is held up. No prior opportunity there. A ball up will take place. Pretty much on the line here at the centre wing. Clubroom side of the ground. So Gin and also Wilson go out. This time Gin down to Henderson. Henderson just puts boot to ball. Goes into the half forward line. Ball out the back, and the mark has been taken very nicely out there by Warren. So Warren now, he goes back to the goal square. File it on hands and knees. And he takes the mark right at that full-back position. Called to play on. I'm not too sure. I don't think he moved at all, but he goes out wide now, and that'll be out of bounds. And is that a twirly will?
Yes, it is.
No, it's the last man touch. That's a poor kick coming in because they're going to be intercepted there by Condi. He can't take clean possession. Got the handball back inside the Haberfield, but he must have gone over the boundary line. So this time we'll have a throw-in which will take place.
I think they did the same, Smithy, as Bannockburn. Yep. Except they went back to go to the defensive side and they've been able to bottle it up, where Bannockburn come to the offensive side and couldn't bottle it up.
So a throw-in to take place right on the 50-metre arc. Bannockburn's attacking side. Low throw in there. Umpires allowed it to go. Ground level. Ball sits under the contest. Marnie had it and lost it. Handball from Inverleigh comes out of the contest. It's going to end up here, and it's going to be kicked forward there by, I reckon that might have been Gorman. Goes long into their forward line. Beardsall read that nice, and that wasn't. It was Fletcher Wilson that read that nicely, and he has taken it and put Bannockburn back in front. They now move to 8-11. Inverleigh are on 8-6. We have gone almost 19 minutes. P&R Foods, third quarter.
Well, you've called it brilliantly. The big violet one, you knew what he was going to punch. We knew it. And so did Fletcher Wilson, and he read the ball beautifully. A touch of class from Fletcher Wilson. He's got a lot of class. I want to see him get the ball a bit more times, because when he gets it, Bannockburn look good.
Has that wind dropped now?
Yeah, I think it has. I'm looking at the trees, and I think the wind's dropped away a little bit. But that's a really handy goal for Bannockburn. I still think you still got to try and get and use it as the wind, be 3 or 4 goals up. But a very, very handy one. Fletcher Wilson, classy. Well done, son.
So back in the middle now. Jen and Wilson. Wilson won it out. It was quick hands over the top from O'Keefe. Now in the path, Collins couldn't quite now forward for Bannockburn. Marnie had it in the path of, well, it was Henderson. He couldn't get from position though, and he's opposition.
Warren
got the ball. Warren it was. And try to find the big ruck. Couldn't quite. And Wilson. And now moving the ball forward. Collins. And now they've got some time and space. Inverleigh. Oh, it's not a great kick though. Still, they keep the ball there. Perkins took on one. That could have been holding the ball. Umpire said play on. They're going to defend now. Inverleigh. Bannockburn do as they got the ball still bobbling around. And it's going to be a stoppage. So 25 metres out. We'll have a stoppage.
It's a matter of inches, isn't it? A beautiful kick by Collins, and the next one doesn't quite go from the boy and probably cost them a shot at goal.
So it's 5 points the margin at the current time. Bannockburn in front. Now, ball. Oh, sold the Kenny. That has to be holding the ball. Oh, and he's given a dump tackle. The second one we've seen play today.
Well, to me, that's not. To me, that's not a sling tackle.
So, dangerous kick, back in board. It's an all right one. So, they're going to switch the ball, use the width of the ground. It's going to end up with Bowden. It does. So, Bowden has the ball. He has Hawker further afield. He's not going to use him. He might use a short chip kick back inside. He's going to go in the path of Broman. Broman, 2-1. They've got one out the back. Oh, it's good hands from Italia. Got the ball over the top. Ended up with Beardsall now. It's a Marnie. Marnie's going to quickly play on. He's got to kick the goal now.
I think
and he's missed. He didn't want to go back behind his mark. He went quickly and missed to the near side. So it's an even goal now. 8-6-54 to 8-12-60. 21 minutes gone on the scoreboard. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
Well, that was his option.
Teammates around, weren't they?
Yeah, but he went the option. It was still a good one. He just missed.
So the kick goes out wide. And again, that's a good strong
great
mark out there. I reckon that's Dan Marsh. So he's got the ball on the half back line. For Inverleigh, decides to go round the boundary line. That's another good kick. McIntosh in space by himself takes the mark also. Goes on the left boot now into the half forward line. Player out there is Mays. He will get that just inside the field of play. Decides to go quickly into the forward line. Bacon, he's there. Doesn't take the mark. Went back and tried to collect it. Ball sits pretty close to the boundary line. Working hard. Mays went back and laid some assists.
In the back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be. And it's going to be a free kick going to Nathan Mays.
He just doesn't. I don't know whether it was just a straight out free kick or whether he just dives forward a bit, but he just seems to get him, doesn't he, Mays? He's always been good at that. But if you're in that position and you're first to the ball, so be it.
This will be a difficult kick, you would think. He's going the banana. And I tell you what, no one's touched that, I don't reckon. I don't reckon anyone's touched that.
That's a goal.
That is touched there. He had players on the line. That is a handy goal there. Nathan Mays, he gets his second. 9-6 Inverleigh. 8-12 to Bannockburn. And we have gone 22 minutes. P&R Foods, third quarter.
Well, I think Ronnie Pilgrim will be sitting back looking at that video tomorrow and saying, the ball's bounced in the goal square, boys. Someone had to have touched that. But they didn't. You picked it straight away, Smithy. They didn't touch it. Was it a wonky old mongrel kick, and no one touched it in the goal square. That's a little bit of luck goes their way. And that puts them back in front, doesn't it?
Yes. No, it's tied up, is it?
Tied up.
Oh, yeah, it is 8-12 to 9-6. You're right.
Well, there you go.
Couldn't get it closer game. Grab ball back in the middle. Those Ruckman go at it. This time, Gin up over the top. Goes to Donahue off the wing, but he goes to Battaglia now. He's put the ball down. Picked up by Haverfield. Got the handball out. Went to Collins outside now again to Donahue. Goes out wide. Good kick. And that was marked out there by O'Keefe. Plays on now. Wants to deliver the low ball towards Dixon. Again, read that pretty nicely off the boot. Ends up in the hands of Bowden, who goes in short. Perkins now from the half-back line. Goes back out towards centre wing. Over the top. That was the easy one there for Hawker. Could pick that one a mile away. Goes back inside. Running player through the middle of the ground is Mack. Has a look upfield. Goes out. And Violet again. Read that nicely.
Terrible
again.
kick.
It was a half kick, wasn't it? So he brings the ball across the ground. Viney in some space by himself. Had to make him work a little bit, but he's got plenty of time to pick the ball up now. Little chip forward. Has Collins inside the centre square.
He's lifted his game, Barry Collins.
Getting his touch on the ball now. Comes out wide. That kick wasn't great, but Peel is out there. He takes the mark. So Peel now goes short. Goes to Wilson. I think Poodle was looking for the overlap there, but he's got a player outside now in Viney, so he uses him. Handball goes further afield, back into O'Keefe. Left boot quickly goes forward. Coming up at the ball, the mark has been taken out there, and that is Bath. Got the handball outside the back, and Clifton with some space. Looks up, delivers the ball, goes outside to Mack, and he's taking the mark. It's inside defensive 50. Broman's a running player. Put him under a little bit of pressure, but he's got a little bit of time now and kicks it straight to the opposition. And that's the Rabbit. He's taking the mark out there. Warren now at centre half back. So he goes sideways, piloting some space again by himself. He's got Sony if he looks back across this way, but he decides to go straight down the ground. That's a good kick. Love comes up at it, goes inside to Collins. Collins handballs to O'Keefe. Got it back again on the left boot, puts it a little kick. Wasn't a great kick.
He's pushed in the back.
Donahue had a chance to pick the ball up, couldn't do so. Picked up by Jervis, and again now they're out the other side, and it's picked up out there. Hawker runs inside, plenty of time to stop and look, and he is offline as well. So he has kicked 1-3 now for the afternoon. 8-13. We'll give him the lead by that solitary point, and we have gone 25 minutes in P&R Foods third quarter.
This ball comes out wide now. Inverleigh. Jared Love has the ball, and I reckon he's had 2 kicks as well, Smithy. Henry Hawker that hasn't made the distance.
And one went out of bounds. I give him 1-4 because of that.
So now ball back in the middle. There's an opportunity for Inverleigh. Clean hand is going to be 50 metres. It is. So
what happened there?
I think
Muir.
inside the zone
ball
again, I reckon.
So it was Muir had the ball in the centre of the ground, and the umpire has said someone came into the protected area.
I tell you
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. That's the only thing I can think of.
This is a massive punishment. It just shows how important that shot was from Henry Hawker, because now it's an opportunity to take the lead back. With no more, probably only a couple of minutes to go in this quarter, Grub.
Well, yeah, and it's not as massive as you think, because I reckon he's taken back 35 metres. I don't think that's 50.
Here's Muir to go back. Give them the lead, the Hawks. Makes the goal umpire dance, and he's kicked it. Inverleigh back in front. 10-6, 66. 8-13, 61. We have gone 26 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
They're just starting to play a lot better as a team, Inverleigh. They're combining through the centre, and a lot of that's due to Bowie Collins, who I thought was playing okay. All of a sudden has lifted his game to what we know. Well, he should have won the Whitley medal, this bloke. So, and, well, he did by about a million votes. And I reckon the last 20 minutes, he showed that form, and that's helped Inverleigh. So I just hope now the wind's gone, that this goes on all day. We go right from the wire, goal for goal, Smithy.
Yes, it's going to be a good finish, we hope. That's what we're looking for. Ball from that rec contest, picked up Jervis from the middle of the ground. Time to run onto the right boot, and puts a wobbler into the half-forward line. Macy's teammate Work coming out the ball was Marr. Attacked that very nicely. Runs back towards the boundary line. And now there's the field umpire right there. So surely he can call it. Yep. That was a good call because he was standing right there. Actually, I thought it came off Hawker's foot.
He gave it last touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, it's not a possession. It's just come off his foot. That's
Yeah.
just bad. That shouldn't be involved in that rule. It's got to be a kick, a possession, surely.
So the chip goes into a dangerous spot, going across. Mark not taken there at ground level, picked up by Peel, puts boot to ball, gets it outside the danger area, goes towards centre wing. Mays leads in the race for the ball, can't tee it up cleanly, has Gin over the top of it, and then give the handball to Love, then taps it further afield, goes back towards Seller. He tries to keep the ball in front of himself, goes after it, coming through Viney. Good clean pick up. Oh, he did go over the boundary line, and there's going to be a ball in which will take place. The young girl picked it up very nicely there.
Both the Harding boys are into Viney.
Yeah, well, I think he should have a look at the size of him and keep the hell away from him.
Yeah.
Because he'll get sat right on his bum. If
Give one a run, you reckon, Grub?
Yeah, give him one and run. He's an expert at that. Master.
Ball is thrown back in. Gin and Wilson. Wilson taps it down front of the contest. Run over, picked up, wasn't picked up by Harding, but Wilson did so. Got it away to Condi. He's tackled, brought to ground now. He's in a bit of trouble, I reckon.
Could be holding the ball, no?
Oh. I thought when he got through the contest and then didn't release it, he might have been in, but that was okay. I can live with that.
Well, I thought that may have been his prior, but that was a different segment of play.
Yes.
So the second time he had no prior. I don't know.
Again, Wilson up over the top, goes back towards Harding. This time it's picked up by Jervis on the right boot. Gives the ball back towards the centre wing.
Well, there's a whistle. There's something behind
down
the
the field here.
Jervies are going at it.
So it's going to be down the field. Umpire's going to call for it back, and it's going to Max. So Max got the ball just on centre wing. He goes back into the middle of the ground. Mark being taken there by Gorman. So Gorman now, he wants to go long and quick. He goes in. There's a 3-on-1 contest there.
Well, that's
about
a free
the back.
kick.
Beardsley's there. Ball runs through.
That's a free kick all the time.
Was it a push or something?
Yeah, he went up too early and made it and actually touched the player in front of him. So, if you don't touch anyone, fair enough, but he was way too early. That's a free kick every day of the week.
4-on-2 as well. They didn't really need to do it.
They didn't need to do it. All he had to do was sit back, and if it went over the top, he sits there and takes the mark. So, yeah, a bit of a mistake, but
now Grubby has to kick the goal, doesn't he?
Don't worry about has to. He's put it in your book, Smithy.
I don't write it down.
Put it in the book.
Look out, there's the kiss of death. David Hawker should from 20 metres out directly in front, kicks at goal, and I tell you what, he snuck it in, but only just. But that's all you have to do, I suppose. 9-13 now to Bannockburn, 10-6 Inverleigh, and we have ticked towards 30 minutes, P&R Foods, third quarter.
And I breathed a sigh of relief from the ball. No, he did just sneak in, you're right, but that's not 1-3 up the way he played. He needs more than that. I'd say 4-3, and he's had a great game, even though he's played pretty well. But I tell you what, this is great footy. This is why you come to the footy. This is why we come out here to Anzac. I know there's another couple of really good games on, but this is why we come here, because we get it every time we come.
Yep.
We've never had any doubt in this game, did we, Grub?
Nope.
The ball's back in now. Gin and Wilson, even contest. That could be holding the ball. No, he tried to get rid of it. The Vice says play on inside forward 50 now. They might steal the lead back here in Inverleigh. Not too long to go. Gin lost his own footing and then was jumped on. That might be holding the ball. Umpire lets it go. And then the whistle is blown. So we'll have a stoppage just forward, just between
Yum Yum's done a hamstring.
Who?
Yum Yum.
Between half forward and centre wing for Inverleigh. The ball comes out now. Looking well done on that occasion from Henderson. And then Jervis might have milked it. I reckon he did. But he wins the ball now.
They don't like him, do they?
No. So he's got the ball. Connor Jervis in between half back and true centre wing for Bannockburn. They've got a 1-point lead right now. It's 31 minutes gone. Not long to go. Going to move the ball forward. It's going to end up with Hawker. Henry Hawker. Too far out to score.
Once you get it moving, there's not much time.
75 out. He's going to go long and high. Can someone fly? Tell you what, it bounces and he nearly had the distance
That's
from there.
gone 60 minutes.
Oh, bit of Malcolm White about it. It's 10-6-66 now to 9-14-68. It's a 2-point margin. Got to be careful here in Inverleigh. Going to go quickly. It was Viney. He finds a teammate down the line. As the siren goes, it's 3-quarter time. Inverleigh Inverleigh trail by 2 points, 10-6-66 to Bannockburn, 9-14-68. That quarter went 31 minutes, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Yes, and goal kickers for the home side. We have Mason Dixon with 3, Mays with 2, 1 each to Donoghue, Love, Peel, Muir and O'Keefe. And for Bannockburn, 3 to Beardsall, 2 to Hawker, 1 each, Fletcher Wilson, Henderson, Ryan Bowden. And Mac are the goal scorers. We're going to take a short break. Final quarter action is not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. too far away. As I said, scoreboard at three-quarter time reads Inverleigh 10-6-66. They trail Bannockburn by 2 points, 9-14-68. We said the wind had died off during that third quarter, but nevertheless, we're looking forward to a really close contest to finish this game out, and we hope that no side blows it out, because it's been goal for goal.
Well, that's what we wanted when we got here. We spoke about the Anzac spirit. We spoke about tough and hard, and that's what it's been all day. And just looking at me book and papers blow here, that wind is still there. It's not as big as it was, but it's still there, and Inverleigh have it in their favour. I just thought that quarter, we asked for blokes like Bowie Collins and that to come good, and they certainly did. I'm going to ask now, after not a bad start, we haven't seen the very best of Connor Jervey. So if Bannockburn are going to win this game, I think we need more out of him. And I think we'll get it too, because he's that type of player. But, gee, the big blokes, Mason Dixon up one end's been good. Henry Hawke, a bit other one. That kick, he went 65 metres. He just kicked the hell out of it. He probably should have went back and aimed, because it almost made the distance. But, look, this is touch and go. This could go either way. I think Inverleigh may be in the box seat, because it's no longer a win, but it's a breeze. And if they use that properly, I think they can win. But we've seen Bannockburn on Anzac Day come from the clouds more than once, and they're a chance to do the same again today. And let's hope it's goal for goal. Let's hope we have an absolute cliffhanger.
Inverleigh were without Plant and Bacon for the final quarter, both icing their legs right now.
Righto, there you go.
So that's going to be very interesting. 2 down. Will it pay its toll when you haven't got those rotations? Well, we're going to find out, I suppose, pretty shortly. We get some scores from, sorry, mate, just from around the ground if you've got it now.
No worries. You can see Zach Plant was pretty deflated as well when he came off the ground. So, hate to say, but it seems like he...
When you come to a new club too, all you want to do is stay out on the ground and do what you possibly can.
So it seems like he knows...
Which he hasn't been able to do for the last couple of years. He's always struggled with back.
Which is a real shame.
Yeah, it is
a real shame.
So, Anakie versus Geelong West. Anakie are 13-11-89, leading Geelong West 5-14-44.
8 goals.
Kicked very inaccurately, Geelong West has. And then the other match of the day, 11-7-73, North Geelong lead, East Geelong 9-9-63. Zach Smith has 4 goals.
10 points, hey? There's a couple of goals in it there. Maybe Eastern got the win, which might make that a cliffhanger as well. But forget about that one for a while. Tune in, listen and watch to this, because this could go either way. The big fella, I tell you, the big fella Wilson lifted. I thought Jid had the better of him in the first half, but I thought the big fella took the honours in that quarter. Maybe, as we said earlier, when you're a bit small, you've got to keep jumping all day. Well, if that's the case, because when Wilson does win the tap out in that quarter, he hit it to advantage of his own team and got away with it.
41-10, the Thomson Belmont scores as well. Belmont is leading the game.
What quarter is that? Second?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be, wouldn't it? Yeah, would be nearly half time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Righto, so we've still got 2 games to come this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. And that is Werribee taking on Belpost Hill, and also Winchelsea at home to Corio. Final siren has sounded here. Action about to restart, and ball is thrown in the air. Ruckman go at it. That was nice. Tap down again, went straight into the hands of Finn O'Keefe, picked up the outside. And by Cullens into the hands of Wilson, quickly into their forward line. Dixon leads in the race for the ball. Didn't get a favourable bounce, but it runs back towards the boundary line. Again, at ground level, it was Gorman who fell over the ball and has been tapped over now. Umpire said there was a free kick. I'm not too sure what that was.
He called in the back.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was close. I'll give that.
Okay, so he now plays on, and Gorman goes outside 50, out towards Hawker. He's up, doesn't take the mark. Ball now at ground level. Someone tried to kick the ball off the ground. It might have been Hawker himself that tried to do that. At ground level, umpire will have no choice here but to come in and take possession of it. So, in between half forward and centre wing, Inverleigh's attacking end, far side of the ground. Ball is thrown up, picked up, Gin over the top, handball's back inside, but he must have been over the boundary line. Throw-in will take place, similar position. Gin and Wilson on the far side. Wilson, good body work there, but Gin went back and collected the ball, got the handball back outside, tapped along the ground by Love, went back and collected it again. He's tackled. The first one was high, yep, I agree with that. And then he went to ground, but Jared Love has been pretty good too, through the middle of the ground.
Yeah,
so
low to the ground, strength.
Strong. Yeah, that's his forte. So he now plays on now and goes long into their forward line. Again, out the back, ball put to the front, Bowden. Mays had it, lost it, out the back to Floyd. He lost it, and Finn O'Keefe has been taken over the boundary line. Throw-in will take place this side, outside their 50. Umpire just waiting for Gin. Not too sure he's waiting for. Just throw the ball back in, young fella. Ball in. Front. Wilson takes it out. That ruck contest goes back towards the forward line. Picking the ball up there was Bath. He's tackled and brought to ground. Oh, I'm not too sure they had prior opportunity there, did he?
No, I didn't think so, no.
So Snezkop with the tackle, and he can go back and look at his first goal of the afternoon. At 20 metres out, 30 metres out directly in front. And again, this will regain the lead for Inverleigh if he kicks accurately. Players like to go back a fair way these days, don't they?
Yeah.
Snezkov comes in, gets to 35, kicks that goal, and he's shanked that one out to the side, and he has missed through for a minor score. Closes things up a little bit now. 10-7-67 to 9-14-68. 3 minutes gone. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
They do go back a long way. If they don't run too close to the man of the mark, it's perfect because it helps you.
Got a thriller here out at Inverleigh. It's 1 point the margin. Opportunity now. Oh, tackled. Was it a high tackle? No, we were taken with the ball over the boundary line. So it was Salah out there. So with the last position as well, if you run, you're holding the ball and you run over the boundary line, is that?
I don't think so because it's touched. You've got to touch it with your hands.
Ball back in. Bowie Collins up and under kick. Who can get under that? They need a mark here in Inverleigh. No whistle. Umpire says play on. Viney was there as well. He couldn't get the hands out. Now a good tackle, and it's going to be a stoppage. 35 metres out from Inverleigh goal.
But that's only my opinion, Archie. I'm not sure what the rule is. I haven't got a clue. That's what I would say. But
Too much change, Rob, in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
So up now, Gin got it down. Viney couldn't quite. Now he does get the ball. Fast through the pack. Couldn't quite get to the handball on. Opportunity for Love. No, it's going to go other way. So it's going to go back to Bannockburn. Gorman has the ball deep in defence. It's going to go out wide. It's not his best kick. It's turned over.
Oh, crikey.
So opportunity for Inverleigh now. Probably going to pass this one off. Go inside the forward 50.
Bucks lingering.
They're going to settle. They're going to have a shot here. See that player?
Snezkov.
Snezkov. Going to go back from 50.
Redeem yourself, son.
Back himself. Looks like it got the distance. Has it got the accuracy? No,
it's got on the other side.
So we are all square here at Inverleigh. 10-8-68 to 9-14-68. 5 minutes gone in this last quarter. When Morris Finance and Gorman.
Next one should go straight through the middle.
He gets another opportunity from there. Grab it right.
That's exactly what we want. Bath now. And down the line, not his best kick. Donahue going back. He couldn't gather the ball either. Maybaum saw the ball forward, then coming through. Stoney was there as well. He couldn't gather the ball. Ball near the middle of the ground now. We'll have another stoppage. So anyone's game here. Ascendancy with Inverleigh. Last 3 quarters. As Maybaum sees the ball forward now. Hawker, can he take the marks? A fist now. Ball hits the deck. Here's Bannockburn's opportunity. Inverleigh defending. They're going to go straight up the ground. Opportunity. Perkins is there. If it gets out the back, Viney could be on. Also there is Mays. Mays trying to gather the ball. It was a one-on-one. Was it deliberate? Salah was happy to see the ball over the boundary line. And how's the umpire going to see this? They're going to throw it in. So 10-8.
So that answers your question.
10-8-68 and 9-14-68. We have gone 5 minutes in this last quarter, brought by Morris Finance.
So if it comes off his hands, it's not last touch.
Unless it's deemed deliberate.
Unless it's deemed deliberate, yeah.
So it's confusing. The ball now from the ruck contest comes out towards Wilson. He tries to pick the ball up and get through the other side. Unfortunately, doesn't get through. And a ball up will take place once again.
Was that nearly kicking in danger? He tried to keep the ball and he had his hands on the ball?
I wasn't even looking, mate.
I didn't see it either, actually. I looked down at the great RSL man.
Yeah, no, I did the same, bro. Ball from that ruck contest. Broman picks it up and he kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Coming up with Hawker and takes the mark. So he's now.
No, he's too far out.
Player on the mark there had a little bit of a gain of ground there. Goes outside, finds Jervis. Jervis now looking to put the ball into their half forward line. Comes back inside. Got Bowden in space by himself. No one around him. Plays on. Kick going forward. Mark's taken nicely, Dan Mark.
He didn't get to his own team's advantage.
Bit of height there. Ball comes out wide. Keith takes the mark. So he's got the ball still inside defensive 50. Just their use going forwards hurting him a little bit here. But it's going to be now O'Keefe that's going to put the ball back outside 50 towards centre wing. Perkins has to run out the ball. And ball comes down. Picked up by Peel.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I reckon it did.
It was very, very close, bro. I wouldn't have liked to call it myself, but
Well,
the young fella's right on the line.
He was right on the line. I'm giving
He
him
had the money.
I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm telling you, he's right.
So ruck contest, middle of the ground, centre wing, ball thrown back in. Back in the front of the contest. O'Keefe read that nicely, got through the contest, plays on, goes long into the forward line. At the back, no mark taken. Perkins had it. Sells was also there, got some teammates around him. Goes outside and Harding takes a mark. This is Rory.
Did he push him over after he kicked it?
I thought so.
Wow, how did he miss that?
So Harding now plays on and goes back into the middle of the ground. Jervis is there. He takes the mark. Got some options inside. Uses that quickly. That's Broman. The runners continue to form outside the ground. And that's Bowman. Broman went outside. And that's Gorman, I should say. He got the ball now. Runs towards centre wing. Long into the forward line. And Bowden takes the mark. So that's better use of the ball going in. This is the important one. The target's got to be hit here. So Ryan Bowden. The blood will. Anticlimax.
I thought he was going to pay a free kick back down here for something that we didn't see.
5 minutes ago. So the exchange has been made now, so surely the ball can go back in.
No, he has to get back to the spot where the other bloke come from. Is the rule. I know that one, Smithy. I don't know this lasso last touch one, mate, but I know that one.
So Ryan Bowden now, he's just going to put the ball to where it is dangerous, about 10 metres, 15 metres out from goal. It was good work there from Stoney, just knocks the ball to the front of the contest, picked up by Harding. He wants to go the banana way. Go across, and still in the field of play. Violet has taken a mark last line of defence, so he's going to transfer play, I would think, to the far side of the ground. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Drives the ball out long, goes towards the centre wing. Mark not taken out there again. Ball hits the ground, and it's going to be one. I thought McIntosh had his chance there, but went back after it once again. Ball comes out of the contest. Inverleigh through Muir, gets the handball out to O'Keefe, puts it on the right boot, goes back towards the half-back line, and it's for Bath. There's a holding decision, and it's going to go to Snezhkov. So he's got the ball. Decides to play on now and goes long. It wasn't great going forward, but Dixon's going to sit underneath it. Hands up, but couldn't finish it off. Handball goes out the back. Battaglia on the right boot. Needs to bring it around the body. Didn't travel far into the hands of Peel. And over the boundary line, we're going to have a throw in. So as we go towards 10 minutes in this final quarter, it is 10-8, 68 to 9-14, 68. Both sides are tied away.
35 metres out from the goal of Mitchburn. Ball hits the deck now. Mayborn trying to get it out of defence. Couldn't quite now. Opportunity for Inverleigh. Lee tries to get the ball going forward. He couldn't. Mayborn again. He kicks down the line and the mark taken. So Beardsall has the ball for Bannockburn. He's going to go down, trying to find Hawker. Was there a clip over the ear? I thought there was. Umpire says it was all in fair play. There's a bit of push and shove here. Just in front of the pavilion here at Inverleigh. We had a thriller last year. It was a shot after the siren. I'm pretty sure it was Mayborn from memory. Here we go. There's Rory Harding. He's had a pretty good last quarter. He's been absolutely everywhere. Up and under kick in the path. Battaglia, he couldn't quite. Haberfield was next to him. Now an opportunity. The free kick. Wait, which way it's going to go? It's going to go the Bannockburn way.
Mac.
So Wilson Mack has the ball. 70 out from goal. Little short chip kick. And Kelly takes the mark. Bailey Kelly has an opportunity.
Has he kicked any?
Nope.
Well, he kicked 4 last week, and this one's just going to be as important as any of those 4 last week.
So 10-8-68 to 9-14-68 to give them a 6-point margin, 6-point lead. This last quarter, off the boot. Never was a chance. They've got the lead, but by the smallest of margins. In lead by a point. 12 minutes gone in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance. And Inverleigh are going to take their time here while they exit 20-50. Spread goes now. They need Viney to jump it. This one is
Great mark. Great mark. Big contender for the Routley's Pie mark of the day.
Could see that coming for a while. Josh Viney handles off now to Floyd. Floyd down the line. Might be last touch. It sits up a little bit. Oh, I probably shouldn't have taken it.
In the back, isn't it? Yeah,
he does get the push anyway.
Every day of the week.
Undisciplined from Steskov there.
Gee, they had it cornered in there too. He could have locked that right in.
Well, if he let it go, it would have been their ball anyway, but then he grabbed it, so...
But it was inside 50, so it doesn't apply.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just don't push him in the back. That's it.
So Hawker now, down the line. We're going to try and get the tackles. Opportunity from Inverleigh. Now it comes through. Henderson involved as well. Maybaum there. And then hands through. Condi. Perkins now. Someone needs some composure. Maybaum, he kicks it up and under the middle of the ground. Now outnumbered here is Battaglia coming through. Was Floyd with the fist. Now an opportunity for Bo Collins. Going to go inside the forward 50. He couldn't quite. Now Bowden has the ball. They've got some time and space here. If they can get the ball on the outer side, they can. Bannockburn just inside. It's a terrible kick. And Stoney takes the mark. He's going to go more central. Free-flowing game here now. Ma has the ball. Down the line. Viney took the last good mark. And Perkins happy to see that ball over the boundary line. Inverleigh 10-8-68. Bannockburn 9-15-69. The 1-point margin this Anzac Day thriller. We have gone 14 minutes in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
I want to ask you, boys, cliffhanger last week for Bannockburn. Is that going to take a bit out of them, or is it going to get him used to it?
Well, as I said, it's one of those games, Grub, that the smallest of things can change this game, and it's now McIntosh with the ball, tries to keep the ball alive, ends up in the hands of Clifton now. He has a little bit of time and space, chips the ball over the top, coming up. Ball is taken there. Mac takes the mark. He's got a player. Oh, umpire. No, his umpire's called him back, so he's doing the right.
That's fair enough,
Yeah, no, the umpire's talking to him. So Mac goes across the ground. Towards Henderson. Henderson now.
He's in more of a pickle than what he was when he first had the ball.
Yep, so he goes outside to Clifton. And he takes a mark just inside the field of play. Some nervous times out there with the ball. I can tell you, it goes inside. Perkins in space by himself. Doesn't want to play on. Bath in the middle of the ground again. Kick has to be good and was taken. Now he can move the ball across the other side, and that's a better looking kick. Outside is Gorman, so Gorman can now run and kick into their forward line. This is the important one. Goes towards Kelly, and he has taken the mark.
You need
So he can again,
another
another opportunity for him now. He's hasn't had too many opportunities this afternoon.
He hasn't, but now he's got 2 in a row.
He's had a look at it. But this is probably more difficult than last, I can tell you. From out there.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So Bailey Kelly comes in, 35 out. Ball is
I reckon he's got
pretty
that.
damn good, I think. And he has got his first of the afternoon. And in Bannockburn now, they're 10th. They're 10-15. Inverleigh on 10 goals, 8, 15 minutes gone. Final quarter, Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
Unbelievable. Now we're going to back for Inverleigh out of the centre because we want a cliffhanger. We've got a great game. Bailey Kelly, as you said, hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Had 2 in the last few minutes. Missed the first one, but he didn't miss that one. A harder kick, a beautiful kick. And Bannockburn, what are they? 7 points up, are they?
Yep.
Wow. Inverleigh need to do something now. How long we gone, Arch?
15 minutes on the Morris final scoreboard.
I reckon we play 5 or 6 quarters. I could sit here and watch this all night.
So we are back in the middle now. Chin saw the ball over the top. Couldn't quite. Bo Collins, did he duck into that? He may have, but he won the ball anyway. So now, Inverleigh, over to you. There you go. Down the line, find the ruckman and Wilson. Now, Floyd inside the forward 50. Donohue's there with the push in the back. It was! So the ball is going to go to Donohue. He's going to have an opportunity to make it a 1-point margin again. And Grub, you've seen him play enough football 30 metres out, directly in front. Does Adam Donohue kick this goal?
He won't. He doesn't miss too many of these ones, I can tell you. Put it in the book. Put it in the book.
Put it in the book. He's 30 metres out.
Now I'm in trouble, aren't I? It wasn't as easy as the last time I said it.
Smithy hasn't bothered to put it in the...
Oh,
victorious! There's a 50-metre penalty. It was against Cooper Edwards.
What did he do?
For dissent against the umpire. So now Donahue makes it a 1-point margin, and we have a thriller here at Inverleigh. We have gone 17 minutes on this Morris Finance fourth quarter scoreboard, and it is a single point the margin. We had a thriller last year on Anzac Day. We have another thriller here, 11-8, 74 Inverleigh to 10-15, 75. Bannockburn lead by a point with 18 minutes gone on the Morris Finance fourth quarter scoreboard.
Well done, Arch. You've gone taking that much time. The ball's back in the centre, you bloody idiot. Tell you what, a bit of discipline there, but it didn't matter because he was going to kick it anyway, Donahue. Don't you worry about that.
So back in the middle we go. Both ruckmen got a hand on it there. Ball comes out. Marnie tried to pluck it out. So did Belly Collins, but he couldn't emerge with it. And it's going to be going back to the umpire, I think, for another ball up. Last player from the ground is Finn O'Keefe. So again, ruckman back at it again. Again, ruckman at it. Picked up there. Jerbies. He's tackled. And no prior. There says the umpire. So a third opportunity here.
And rightly so.
Both ruckmen are doing a mighty job out there at the present time. Ball comes out of the contest. And it's picked up. And
Inverleigh free kick.
And 50 metres.
And 50. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's incorrect. The umpire didn't say which way it was going. So Jerbies had kicked it. But usually it's not penalised unless they say whose free kick it is.
So Nathan Mays with an opportunity now. He has two. And from 25 to 30 metres out directly in front, he's going to kick a goal.
He slipped.
So Nathan Mays get his third. The 12th now for Inverleigh. They're 12-8. They lead Bannockburn on 10-15. And we have gone 18, almost 19 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter.
Archie, look, I understand what you're saying, right? That he didn't say which way it went. It could have been only free kick to one bloke. It had to be an Inverleigh free kick. And if a young bloke does it, fair enough. But Connor Jervis has been around a long time in a pressure situation to not kick that ball, and he probably shouldn't. So, yeah, you're right. But in this situation, I think Connor shouldn't have kicked that. I really don't, because he should have known better. He's played a lot of footy.
So Connor owes them one now. Ball back in the middle. Gin gets the ball into the path to Jervis. He couldn't quite. His opponent, Bowie Collins, he runs away from him and then kicks into the path. It's bouncing towards us.
Now that's
last touch. And it's going to be the last touch. So, yep.
I'm starting to get it right.
Lasso. So Bannockburn now have the ball. True centre wing, just in front of us. Pavilion side of the ground. It's a bit of a scrubber of a kick, and it's just dropped by Harding. Inverleigh locals let him know about it as well. So, stoppage now. Found your umpire has ball in hand. We've gone 20 minutes. 5 points the margin. The way of Inverleigh. Jervis on hands and knees. Can he get the ball out? He can now. That was held without the ball. Tripping the umpire's given. So it's going to go to Mac. We go inside the forward 50. It's a good kick in the path. No, it's not. Although Hawker still might get there. Donahue there as well. Was he caught holding the ball? He was. The umpire said he had prior opportunity, which I thought he did. I thought he might have got a hand to it.
So did I, but...
And it's going to go to Cooper Edwards, who also gave away the 50-metre penalty, which caused Donahue to have the shot from the goal square. So he owes his team this. Put them back in front. Cooper Edwards gives it a good ride. Has he kicked the goal?
Yes, he has.
Bannockburn take the lead now by a point. 12-8-80. 11-10-81. Unbelievable scenes here at Inverleigh.
Well, we spoke about it before the game. How important it is for Bannockburn to win this game. If they go down by a point or two, like they did last week, and have a tough run. They could have gone 0-5, so they need to win this. They possibly could have won one last week. And if you have a look at Werribee last year, lost the first 3 games by under a kick and never really got back.
Yeah.
So it's so important for them to win this game.
We're back in the middle once again. Ruckman's about to go at it once more. This time Wilson gets the ball down. Finn O'Keefe runs onto it. The little scrabble kick goes 10 or 15 metres. Coming close was Clifton, didn't pick the ball up. So that wasn't a bad handball there, but Reece Ginn was able to trap it, picked up there by Jerbies. Oh,
and 50.
That
and
could have
50.
been.
I think that's 50. Oh, no.
I didn't give it.
I reckon he slung him a second time.
So the ball gets down to the half-forward line now, and Mac's taking the mark. There's still a kick and a half from goal. Goes in towards Kelly. He's out in the lead. Again, mark not taken. Ball won't stay in the field of play. It's gone over the boundary line, so we're going to have a throw-in, which will take place.
I don't think he should have got away with that. He gave the free kick away.
Yep.
And then slung him again by the neck. That's 50 every day.
Just asking the kids to get back off the field a little bit more, but so the umpire about to throw it back in again, half-forward line. That's a good throw-in from the young fella. Jim did take it out of the ruck contest. Ball kicked off the ground there by Beardsall. Goes towards centre half forward, going across Jerbies and his teammate there in Edwards. Went for the ball, comes out to McIntosh. Little boot on the ball. That's okay. Cleared the pack. Now it runs free. Going back and picking the ball up was Harding. He's taken in a tackle. Comes out. The umpire blindsided there, I think.
Well, it wasn't holding the ball because he didn't have any prior at all.
I thought he put a hand out to try and fend
just to balance himself. But there's no way he had prior opportunity. No way. That's a good decision, umpire, whether you saw it or not.
So he's just asking the players to clear from behind. Again, Ruckman go at it. Ginn up over the top. Battaglia didn't get contact on the ball. Went towards Haberfield. He's tackled. Brought down and high again. So,
and plus, when there's 500 blokes over the fence with cans and yelling at ball, it's hard not to give it, I promise you.
So Haberfield now from the half-back line for Inverleigh. Goes towards a true centre wing. Dixon comes up at the ball over the back. Nicely read. Gorman takes the mark. And Condi.
Oh, no, he's brought him back. That's fair enough. He's very lucky to get away with that.
The good thing is he actually looks at the umpire, so he's actually communicating with him. So that's the way to do it.
Yep, no worries.
So Gorman now, he decides to go long into their half-forward line. Mark required. Ginn's up over the top, comes to ground level. Picked up out of the contest by Mac, able to get boot to ball. Coming up at it, Battaglia's there, picked up over the top. Bowden goes to Mayborn. He needs to pick the ball up, tries to put it on his boot. Battaglia's there, he picks it up, chips it towards goal. That's the boot. Through for a minor score. So his first score of the afternoon, 11-16. Now Bannockburn 12-8 to Inverleigh. We have gone 24 and a half minutes. Morris Finance final quarter.
We have a thriller here on Anzac Day, as we did last year. Straight up the guts now. Opportunity coming back and a good mark taken on that occasion by Kelly.
I like the idea of going straight up the guts, but you have to have somebody there, boys.
He's going to go wider now.
This is the time where do you try and defend for a little while, or do you keep playing because you know if you turn the ball over, you're going to have less time to bloody win it back?
Ends up with Gorman and then further afield. So they're going to go inside 450, not with this kick in the next one. So it ends up with Jerby.
I think they know, Bannockburn, that they probably need another goal.
Yep.
And
Inverleigh got no choice. They've got to go hard at it. They've got to attack.
Connor Jerby's inside forward 50 for Bannockburn. Now they need a mark. Ball gets out the back. Opportunity. Hawker's there. He took them out without the ball. Yes, so it should be a free kick to Inverleigh. It is. 12-8-80. Inverleigh trailing Bannockburn 11-16-82. Their last line of defence here. Inverleigh, they're going to go for the switch, which they need to do. Going to risk this. Goes up. Okay, was there, couldn't quite. Over the top. Ends up with Perkins. He couldn't kick a goal from there, could he? Over the top now. Bowden. No. It's never a chance.
That wasn't a point, was it?
I don't think it was a point. The umpire signalled a point.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought that missed by quite a margin.
Oh, that was out in the full.
And I hope that point doesn't come back
so do I.
Well, it's got to be
have an impact on the game. 12-8-80 to 11-17-83 now. Bannockburn leading 26 minutes gone the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance, and that could be a big moment in this game. They're trying to get the ball back now. They can't get it over the net.
Kick it back over the bloody net. I tell you what, though, you've hit the nail on the head, Smitty. 3 points probably won't matter. Probably won't matter.
But it had been 2.
Yeah.
So Stoney is going to give it back. He also can't believe that was behind. So here they go. Inverleigh They're going to go straight at the guts again. They're going to come out to this side of the ground, the pavilion side of the ground. Big pack forms. Opportunity. Viney gets the ball. He wants to hold it up. He doesn't have any intention of getting rid of that. The umpire lets it go.
Because he didn't drag it in. He was tackled with the ball to the ground. He didn't drag it in, and that's a good decision by the umpire. That means he doesn't actually have to get it out unless you drag it.
So Wilson and Gin. Gin with a big fist over the top, and then Roman got it forward. Jervy is there as well. So's Perkins. Oh, it's a good tackle from Perkins. How's the umpire going to see this one holding the ball?
Did he have prior?
Don't think so.
I know he put his head down.
So it's either going to go to Broman, or it's a bit of push and shove here between Bowie Collins and Broman as well. He's probably worrying about the ball game at the moment. Perkins, while this all is going on, finds a teammate inside the forward 50. It's Clifton. Clifton, 60 metres out, long down the line. Can they take a mark here? Bannockburn, the game's probably over. Couldn't quite, gets over the top, and it's going to go through for another minor score.
Yeah, that
12, 8, 80, 11, 18, 84. We've gone 28 minutes in the last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So now Filet decides to go quickly again. Gin and Wilson ball contest. Bungham's out the back. McIntosh is there. Kelly's there. Peel's there. Got the handball out. Again, McIntosh dies on top of the ball. Comes out. And it ends up with Reece Gin. He's tackled, brought to ground. And again, no prior opportunity there, says the umpire.
They've got to be
towards
out
28.
These blokes. They have been going hammer and
Inverleigh are 2 down as well, remember?
Yeah. What a great game of footy.
So ball is in that centre position. Ball kept down. That was nicely. Goes to Muir. Muir over the top. Goes towards Peel. He was fended off nicely. Gorman come at him. He made the tackle. That was a good move there. Had to come at him and was able to hold things up. So now the ball thrown up once again. Both ruckman, they've had a fair bit at it. Goes outside, picked up out there and kicked forward, but Haberfield intercepts it nicely. Tried to chip and move the ball quickly, didn't work. Goes back towards Edwards. He picks the ball up, gets the handball outside. Collins has it. He's tackled, brought to ground. Oh, there was one over the top of the shoulder. Umpire didn't see it. And there's going to be another ball up, which will take place.
And you know what, Archie? I reckon he did fend that time. A real strong fend. It could have gone the other way, but I'm glad it didn't. That's fine.
So the ball now back with the umpire thrown up, and again, Ruckman go at it, coming through the contest. Ball's not collected there. Mac dives on top of it, kept it outside, picked up by, I think that was McIntosh. He is tackled, and this is going to be just something that needs to break someone away. It was actually Love that was in there, sorry. So a lot of players around this contest. Who's going to have the courage to get this ball up and going? It's just going to a little tap outside the contest. Collins takes it. He's tackled Marnie. Ball comes to ground. Again, it's not going to come out. We could have another 2 minutes of this yet.
Well, I tell you, they're not letting it out, Bannockburn. They have gone on the defensive in this situation.
How many goals have been in this quarter, Smithy, to give us an idea of time on?
Yeah, we've had 2 goals each. So Edwards takes it out of the ruck contest, gives it to Mac. Mac handballs outside, went to Mar, went back and collected again. Got a kick into the forward line, collected by Stoney, went back inside. Muir has it, got out of trouble, put himself back in.
Hold the ball, I think.
And the flick is going to go to Reece Gin. So Reece Gin now with the ball right in the middle of the ground and has time on his side. Mighty game, Reece Gin.
He's tricking too.
Oh, he's going to go sideways and has Gorman. So they can play a bit of possession football.
No, he's not tricking. He is dead set out on his feet, this bloke. Gin, he is gone.
So Gorman now, he goes long down the boundary, goes outside. Mark not taken out there by Maybaum, hits the ground. Players converge at it. It's going to be held up once again, and that will suit Bannockburn having it held down there.
They're not going to get one last chance by the looks of it. Bannockburn would not let it out.
So is Luke Wilson as well. He's cooked as well.
Well, both of them have done an unbelievable job.
So they both go at it again now. Wilson got the ball down.
No.
It's going to be out of bounds.
No.
Oh, it is. It was an errant kick.
Gee.
On that occasion from Muir.
That might nearly be the ball game.
12-8-80 to 11-18-84.
Just kick it long.
Got to go long. Ball is in hand of Cooper Edwards. Down the line. Probably one last roll of the dice for Inverleigh. They can get the ball. Maybaum swings back, and it's a mark taken in the pocket.
It's all over now. This will be all over, I reckon.
Take the time on the clock. Take your 30. Go back and kick the goal. And that will be game to darts.
The old roll around onto the right foot. This isn't a hard shot. This is not a hard shot.
Wilson back.
It's not hard. If you miss, you turn the ball over to the opposition.
It's not a hard shot. but I'm not the one taking it.
Wilson Mack. There's 31 minutes gone in this last quarter. This should be. He kicks the goal.
Bends down to pull the socks up and leaves them there.
Umpire could nearly call play on, you know.
Yeah, he might. He's giving him plenty of. He'll be telling him.
Simon.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Bannockburn win. On how much? He ends up kicking the goal as well. So 12-8-80 to 12-18. 92 is at the end. Bannockburn come out victors. And that last quarter is brought to you by Morris Finance.
So the quarter that went nearly almost 32 minutes and a goal after the siren will stretch that margin to the 10 points. They had 12-18. They had a lot more scoring shots, but as I said, good kicking wins football. And Inverleigh definitely kept themselves in that situation. So for the home side, goal kickers are Mason Dixon with 3, Nathan Mays with 3, Donahue with 2, 1 each to Love, Peel, Muir and O'Keefe. And for the Bannockburn side, Bearsall with 3, Hawker 2, Mack 2, 1 each. Wilson, Henderson, Bowden, that's Ryan, Edwards and Bailey Kelly. We're going to take a short break, come back.
Before you do,
yes.
This is why we come here, Anzac Day. All you people that reckon we could go somewhere else, this is why we come here.
So we're going to take a short break, come back shortly. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. As I said, a very close finish here this afternoon, and Bannockburn will run out winners. They did have 12 more scoring shots, as we said, but as I said, Inverleigh, with their good kicking, were able to keep themselves alive. Unfortunately, just couldn't get there, and the final margin was that 8 points. 10 points, I should say. So they had those 10 or 12-18 was their final score to 12 goals, 8. Best players is going to be a real task here this afternoon, but in between, hopefully, I'm not too sure if someone's got some full-time scores from around the other games. We've got on your arch. So, Grub, we'll let you have a little couple of seconds just to run through and have a look at your better players, and then we'll try and decide who is judged the best player for either side, or it's the 3-2-1 from us, but I think they do give a Anzac Day medal to both sides here this afternoon. So,
I might have to wait till they give the medals here because this is so hard.
Yep.
Gee,
We can give you some final scores. You can read them out, Arch.
So North Geelong come out victors on top of East Geelong. They 15-10, 100 points to 11-11, 77. And the other game of
Completed
interest, yep, it's a, I think it is completed now, it was 15-15, 105 Anakie beat Geelong West 6-18.
And the game that's in progress.
That is not being live score, but I'll get some. I'll
Oh, that's
waiting
right.
for some
That's right.
results back.
We can get that back in a couple of minutes. Do you want to do the 3-2-1 before they do the awards, or do you want to wait while they do them?
Well, either they're going to make a fool out of us or we're going to make one out of them.
Well, I'll probably start it off because I'll be the first fool to put my hand up, and I'm going to give 3 votes to Reece Ginn. Thought his first half was very, very good.
Is that 3 or 1?
So that's 3 votes to him.
Why wouldn't you go the other way?
Right,
Like
I'm going to give 1 vote to Jackson Gorman off the halfback line for Bannockburn.
Right.
Was solid all day, and I found that his game was probably went somewhere towards Bannockburn winning the game. I thought 2 votes I gave to Jared Love. I just thought his work in and around the contest and his strength work to get the contest and keep them running was pretty damn good. And as I said, I thought Reece Ginn for his contribution over the four quarters was probably, for me, I see him as the best player for Bannockburn.
I've actually gone Rory Harding 1 vote. I thought when the game was to be won in that last quarter, I thought he put his head over the ball in and under.
So he played cricket for Thomson too, does he?
No, actually, I do verse him though. He played.
He actually does play cricket.
He plays for Lethbridge.
Oh,
which is weird, yeah. And 2 votes I have gone to Henry Hawker. I thought he crushed the pack all day. He could have had a few more goals, but I thought he's a really exciting player for the future, and he gave us a glimpse of what he can do. And he's been announced the player of the day as we speak. And I actually gave my 3 votes to Reece Ginn as well, Smithy. So I thought he was best on ground. But yeah, Grub.
I gave 1 vote to Jared Love for the same reason you did. I think he's fantastic. I gave 2 votes to Ginn, who I thought for most of the game, although Wilson really took him over in the 3rd quarter. And I can't believe a bloke who has about 55 possessions can't get a vote is Donnie who killed him. He had 50 touches, I reckon. I'll watch it tomorrow on the video, but no one on the ground had anywhere near as many touches at him with 2 mistakes. The rest all hit chests or goals. I can't see how he couldn't get a vote. You blokes are watching the wrong game. You are definitely watching the wrong game.
So that's the opinions of everybody here in the box this afternoon. As I said, the awards did go to Hawker for Bannockburn, and Billy Collins was the recipient for the Inverleigh side.
Yeah,
so
1 quarter. You can't give votes for 1 quarter. And I'll tell you now, you can't give votes to Henry Hawker, who kicked, 2, 4?
He kicked 2 goals for and probably 1 out of bounds in the 4.
If he kicks 4-2, fair enough. But yep. I think Bannockburn nearly lost the game for kicking badly. And he was one of the ones he missed were easy ones. So I couldn't give him a vote. I really couldn't. But geez, I'll watch it tomorrow and I'll tell you how many.
Yeah, it is hard when you're sitting there watching it, and as I said, a close game, and everyone's having their bits and pieces during the course of it.
Well, I was marking him off till about half time, and he had 20 odd. Then I just stopped doing it.
But he did fight in that last quarter.
Last quarter, he was a bit quieter.
Yeah, I agree. But and that's not obviously made a difference because obviously said Inverleigh with 2 rotations in that last quarter down, which it does. In this close contest like it was, that's it's really hard to have. And as I said, they can. I don't know. Your efforts are good, yeah, but at the end of the day, you want to win the game of football, and that will obviously encourage Bannockburn. As I said, they are 1-2, but Inverleigh still remain at 2-1. And I think Archie, you said they've got some winnable games coming up in the next 2 or 3, so they could extend that right out to be 5-1 after another 3 games. So that's yet to be seen.
For the competition's sake, it's probably a good win.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you don't want to see them 0-3, but
especially the way they've been playing. They've been playing good footy.
You asked that to win the league, but they say they would have loved to see that.
Yeah, but for the state of the comp, it's probably the best result.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to jump in here and say for the first quarter, Buckley, second as Elders, you little beauty. 3rd quarter, B&R Foods, and of course the great Morris Finance. Can't go and see Martin Carter because I think he's retired. Routley's, mark of the day, the big men fly for the Routley's pie. Tempe Engineering, read the player of the day. The Hotham Hotel, unbelievable. Goal of the day, Connectel. Yeah, that's right, Connectel. Beersdorf, Sporting, Tape and Bandages. Red Onion, we've gone well with them. Promoted trophies, you don't find any better. Flameline, printing and framing, get there. They are unbelievable. Raiders Bingo, always win a quid there. Oswald Plumbing and Civil, not only for us, but for East Geelong Ground too. Thank you very much. Athlete's Foot, Omnifine, what a pub. Sirocco, Travel and Cruise. You'll get a good deal going to Bailey or wherever you want to go. 94.7 The Pulse, the Yards Hotel, good food and drink. And the new one, Club Warehouse. Cold and hot, but are they? Cold and hot therapy. If you need it, go and see Club Warehouse. Thank you very much.
Righto, gentlemen, the only decision we need to make now is before we hand over back to the Elvis Hour is where are we going next week?
Geelong West, is that?
What's the games?
Well, we got Geelong West play Anakie.
I think that's the one that.
You got Belpost Hill and Bannockburn. We can't see Bannockburn.
No.
I think Thomson play Belmont Lions next week.
No, I play them right now.
Oh, that's right.
Play Werribee next week.
Where? That's right. Werribee.
No.
No, I think it's the one that is it. Yeah, the Geelong West Corio.
Next game?
Yeah.
Is that it?
No. Bannockburn, Belpost Hill. Can't do that. Anakie, Inverleigh.
Winchelsea, East Geelong.
Geez, that might be a good game. But I think Alex that wants to see us a lot of sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think West will be my pick.
Right. That sounds good to me. So next week our coverage will take place at Geelong West Oval, and that will be Geelong West versus Anakie. Is that right?
Corio.
Yeah, I'm done well, aren't I? So look, as I said, from everyone here this afternoon, we hope you've enjoyed our call. As I said, we've made a few blues in the after bit, but that's okay. We're still enjoying what we're doing. And until next week, we hope you can join us again because you're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.